I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? What's good? It's your man's Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm your man, like aforementioned, the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, Uncle Freezy. Glad to be with y'all. Let's get this thing started with a blue tears, orange tears, Blorange tears. Let's go. Let's go. Anybody else excited about this game against Miami tonight? Let's go. Anybody else excited about this game against the Miami Heat tonight? Let's go. Right? How about we throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care? And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh, yeah. It's important to have some loot and a stick of juicy fruit. Somebody say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What's good? I got this thing I've been wanting to play for a minute, and I've been slack, and I'm going to play it while it's on my mind. It's my homeboy joint. Check this out.
The winner of the 2022 AT&T Slam Dunk Contest from the New York Knicks. Let's hear it for Obi Toppin.
I figure I spread some love and some joy amongst us, you know what I'm saying? Represent for my young fella. Yeah, I'm Obi. When I put this on your head, I'm Obi. When I smash this on your head, I'm Obi. When I bang this on your head, I'm Obi. You know my name when I'm popping on your head. Last year they jerked us from the dunk test. This year I'm back, you know I'm Mobex. I hold it down my own, represent the city. All my mods underground chat stay gritty. 5 times we winners on the showcase. Never mind the Reggies, let them all hate. From New York to Cleveland, all-star weekend. If I don't win that trophy, I ain't leaving. I'm 6'9", incredible with the vertical. Medical prints on the rim means I'm surgical. Posterize you with a flick cause you playing gutter. Same house like my dad when he played at the Rucker. How you wanted the alley-oop from out the roof. If I was Blake, I would've jumped over a new coupe. My shoe game by the greatest, so I stay sporting. Some OB hot topping, so I went Jordan. That windmill from the wing, it'll make the garden buzz. Then take off with one bounce where Fat Joe was. The next morning, everybody saying it's my night. The great Warner will be talking on my highlights. That one jersey be swerving through the back cuts. And I ain't drunk when I tell Quick to throw it up. Get out my way, you ain't seen that no look pass. The next dunk, Mike Darryl talk and break the glass. When I put this on your head, I'm Obi. When I smash this on your head, I'm Obi. When I bang this on your head, I'm Obi. You know my name when I'm popping on your head, I'm Obi. When I put this on your head, I'm Obi. When I smash this on your head, I'm Obi. When I bang this on your head, I'm Obi. You know my name when I'm popping on your head. Last year they jerked us from the dunk test. This year I'm back, you know I'm Movex. I hold it down my own, represent the city. All my Mars underground chat stay gritty. 5 times we winners on the showcase. Never mind the Reggies, let them all hate. From New York to Cleveland, All-Star Weekend. If I don't win that trophy, I ain't leaving. Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy J Boogie. I don't play no games with this. I support our team to the fullest, you know what I'm saying? But I only got one thing to say. Play the young kids, that's it. Y'all know where our future is at. The future is with them. Not in the past, not in the present, the future. Let's go, let's go. When I bang this on your head, I'm Obi. You know my name when I'm popping on your head, I'm Obi.
Yo, so I had this joint a couple days, man. I should have been played this joint, man. I be getting distracted, man. Shout out to my main man, J Boogie, right? J Boogie spitting that fire. And for those that don't know, J Boogie is my real life brother. He's a handful of years older than me. You know, I think he's about 7.5, 8 years older than me. So that probably makes him 68. Yeah. I'm just kidding. J Boogie ain't 68, but he's definitely 65. Yo, so let me get back to my routine though. Just want to say that, you know, for those that that think about getting in the game and all that stuff. So a lot of people think this is as easy as it looks. Books and books of rhyme, concepts, and hooks. Session to session to hit the world with a blessing, stressing to stressing to get thoughts manifested, something like that. The quote from Grand Poobah. Right? Session to session to get thoughts manifested, stressing to stressing to hit the world with a blessing. That's what I feel like every day when I come on. Like I got to give y'all some quality. And for those that think I get caught up in like a numbers game and all that stuff, nah, it's not really that. Just want to say, just real quick, a lot of y'all think that, you know, or a lot of people think that I come here to get like a lot of people to look at me do this, but really it's the opposite. I come here so I can see all of y'all, right? Like when I see y'all in the chat and blah, 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 I don't care. Listen, I'm going to make it plain. I don't give a shit about box scores and all that stuff. Either we won or we lost. But what I do give a shit about is seeing Tone Wu and Miss Geraldine and Bodega Wi-Fi and like all y'all in the chat coming to hang out with me. It's more like a cipher for me so that I can reciprocate the love that y'all show me. That's the reason why we do this. And that's the reason why we do vibes and stuff live in the morning, 8 a.m. to 9-ish, most weekdays, Monday through Friday. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. Right. And for real, man, it's for real. Like legit. I know sometimes we get crazy on the channel with like arguing and bickering back and forth over stuff that don't even matter. The most important thing is like we coming in here and hanging out, you know what I'm saying? Kicking it. Like my day don't really get started until C-Mac trolls somebody. Like I legit, yo, it's like, what do I have? The coffee or C-Mac trolling? Let me have C-Mac troll somebody first. And then that's that. yo. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so we play the Miami Heat tonight, and I got something to say to the Miami Heat. And y'all know I'm ready to quote the great American poet. Quote a great American poet, and y'all know who the great American poet is already. Right? So Miami Heat fans, if you're watching, here's a quote from the great American poet, Prodigy. There's a war going on outside no man is safe from. You can run, but you can't hide forever from these streets that we done took. You walk around with your head down, scared to look. You shook. Miami Heat fans, because ain't no such things as halfway crooks. Let's go, Knicks. Let's go. Let's go. So I have a question for y'all. Right. Oh, let me do the tip off first. Let me do the tip off. Tip off starts with a T. Is that T capitalized? So the Knicks are in a weird space, in a weird place, right? The Knicks are in a weird space, in a weird place, right? You want to play the kids, you want to give the kids all the minutes. At the same time, you want to improve your lottery odds, right? Because the team does have a lack of talent. The team does have a lack of talent. Let's not get it twisted. The teams that are above us in the standings are above us in the standings because they have more talent than us. Right? Let's not get it twisted. Let's not overshoot. Let's not overpunt our coverage. Let's understand who we are. Right? Here's the other thing. You also want to prove to these teams that have beaten us consistently over the past 5 or 6 seasons that we ain't nothing to play with no more. We ain't nothing to play with no more. We legit can come into your house some nights and be competitive. And sometimes that competitiveness will lead to a close game, sometimes even a W, right? But you're not going to take us lightly anymore. For instance, pre-Tibbs, pre-Randle, pre-everything. When the Knicks were dogs, teams would sit out their best player against us. Y'all remember Karen Fung? You remember that? You remember that when David Fizdale was here? Teams would sit out their best player. They were so disrespectful to the Knicks that they would sit out their best player or two. They would sit out their best 2 players against us and still win by 10. Going away. Right? Teams don't do that now. Teams know that they're at least, at a bare minimum, in for a dogfight. Right? At least in for a dogfight. Right? And y'all remember that? Y'all remember when I remember Memphis sat Mike Conley because he just did. Well, I don't know if he just didn't feel like playing, but that's the sense that we got. The Memphis Grizzlies are sitting Mike Conley tonight because he just don't feel like playing against the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? And Memphis still won the game. Hey, Miss Geraldine, how you doing? Another one of my favorite people. The reason why we do the Knicks Morning Drive. Like, I don't like Miss Geraldine is one of my favorite people. Like, I see her all over the place. A true Knicks supporter. A true Knicks supporter. Right? Miss Geraldine, Karen Fung, Kev Middleton, like real Knicks supporters, man. These my people. We fire these mics up, not because, what I'm saying, I want to talk about the different colored uniforms and, the political unrest in the Knicks front office and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's because we get here and I know it sounds corny, but it's love fest, basically. You're going to hear talk Knicks and kick it, conversate. You know what I mean? Danny 7, what's good? Harlem girls in the building. What's good? Sam, is it Sam Granderson is in the building? What's good? But yeah, we've come a long way as a fan base, as an organization. When y'all remember LeBron was with who was LeBron with, and they were like flipping bottles at the end of the bench because the game wasn't even close. Y'all remember that? They were like doing the stupid flip bottle contest challenge or whatever. Anybody else in here remember that, or is that just me? Allah Wise was good. Was good. Yeah, that was the Cavs. Y'all remember that when LeBron came? They interviewed LeBron before the game, and LeBron was like, "Yeah, they drafted Frank Ntilikina, but they should have drafted Dennis Smith Jr." Y'all remember that? And then during the game, they flipping bottles at the end of the bench and all this stuff, and not even paying no attention to the game. JJ, what's good? Yeah, man. So we're in a different place. And I know a lot of us as fans, we want to be in a bigger, better place. Like we want to be in a different place. But I want to say this to everybody. The place that we're in now compared to the place that we used to be, when we started, there was a lineup of we started a lineup of Emmanuel Mudiay, Damian Dotson, Mario Hezonja, Noah Vonleh, and Enes Kanter. Y'all remember that? We started Mudiay, Dotson, Hezonja, Vonleh, and Enes Kanter. Anybody remember that aside from me, or is it just me? Is that just me? Listen. I know sometimes we get frustrated not only with the Knicks, but we get frustrated with ourselves. Like we legit say, "Hey man, no, Uncle Freezy, you crazy, you such and such, Uncle Freezy this, Uncle Freezy that," and the Knicks ain't this and the Knicks ain't that, and the front office ain't this and the front office ain't that. Tom Thibodeau need to be strapped to a rocket and sent past Pluto. All this stuff that we say, but just a few years ago, we were that team that started 5 lottery busts, all on 1-year contracts. Y'all remember that? Yeah, I remember when we thought we could resurrect Mario Hezonja's career. Anybody in here remember Henry Ellenson? Y'all remember the Henry Ellenson time? When I think he scored 10 points in the game, and we would chant King Henry, King Henry, King Henry. And he went to the free throw line, and like 8 Knicks fans, 2 with bags over their heads, was chanting MVP for Henry Ellenson. What I'm getting at, thank you, boss lady. What I'm getting at is I know y'all are frustrated. I am frustrated too. Trust me, I'm frustrated. But we have seen signs from young players such as Obi Toppin, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes, right? Cam Reddish. And so what I would say to everybody that's really, really frustrated, you know how you get at your wit's end, how you feel like you just can't take no more? Don't be that way. Don't be that way. Right? Because I know sometimes we get here and we argue and talk about the most so what I'm looking for. We talk about the most deep and calculated thing in order to fix the Knicks. But I would say this. This is my advice to you guys, the ones that I love. Listen, listen. When I say this, it sounds like I'm going over the top with it. But listen, I rock with y'all mostly every day. And if you don't have a love or a passion for something, you ain't gonna do it every day. Y'all know that. Most of y'all grown. Most of y'all accomplished, then achieve some stuff in y'all life. So y'all know what I'm talking about. Like you don't do stuff unless it's necessary, or you have a love for it, or you're passionate about it. And I think right now, hanging out with y'all is all three. Right? I didn't think it was necessary, but it is. I do know for a fact that I'm passionate about it. Right? I do think I love it. And I think I love it. Sherwin M says, hey, man, what you talking about? Talk about some Knicks. Okay, all right. I'll talk about Tom Thibodeau running the triangle tonight. I'll talk to y'all about tonight when you watch the Miami game, right? Don't be fooled by fake narratives like, oh, Tom Thibodeau all of a sudden out of the blue instituted a brand new offense that's catered to Obi Toppin. Nah, bruh. Nah, that's not how things go. You don't just create an offense overnight, right? Now, what you may do is run similar offense and get different results because of personnel, right? You may run the same offense, maybe varied sets, but for the most part, you run about the same offense because you want continuity, you want fluidity, you want your players to play free and something that they know that they can do, right? Guy at work was like, Tibbs ran a new offense against Charlotte. No, he didn't. Stop being stupid. First of all, did you say Tom Thibodeau? And did you say new and offense? You said Tibbs, new, and offense. All of those are things we know ain't never going to change. Did you say new? When have you seen Tibbs? Come on. So tonight we get the opportunity to showcase if Randle can't play, you get to see Obi against a better defense. You get to see RJ against a defense that he torched. Tibbs' new offense is called No Randle. Basically. Sherwin M says, Tibbs' motion triangle lacks the talent for that complex system. He needs the shooters and shot creators and passers. You have to have guys in the post that can pass, right? It's why during the Jordan years, you saw guys like Bill Winnington and Luke Longley, guys that could pass the ball and shoot. Right? JJ said, yeah, Charlotte, a real bad defense. If Obi and RJ do it again versus the Heat defense now, that will be impressive. I agree. I would say look for Tibbs to do the same thing he's been doing all season, but just with different personnel groupings. And he really can't help it because with Mitch out and with Randle out, you have to go to different guys. You just have to. Right? But here's the thing I've been sitting on, and CWC mentioned it yesterday. We just didn't get a chance to talk about it. CWC mentioned it yesterday, and we just didn't get a chance to talk about it. Right? I'm going to say this, and y'all know I love Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is my 5th favorite Knick right now at the moment. Right now is RJ in pole position, not ever going nowhere until he retires. RJ Barrett is my favorite Knick, period, right now. Right? RJ Barrett is my favorite Knick, and he is in my top 10 favorite Knicks all time. Right? Surprisingly, who has snuck into my top 5 Knicks favorites of all time is Miles McBride. I really like Miles McBride. Right? And I know y'all could be like, oh man, Uncle Freezy, you said he was scared. Yeah, whatever. He at the time he did look scared to me. He looked shook in the Toronto game. Right? Tibbs looked in his eyes and he just didn't see the fight. He just sat him. The dude is anyway. McBride hit 3 threes against Charlotte. Yeah. And my top 5 favorite Knicks right now, the roster has only got like 17 people on it, so it's easy to make the top 5. Yeah, and so my second favorite Knick is Cam Reddish. Right? Cam Reddish is my second favorite Knick. Right? You know Randle is in my top 5. Yeah, I know Randle is in my top 5, man. I love some Julius Randle. I don't begrudge y'all for loving somebody else. Like I don't begrudge y'all for loving Obi. Right? So who the 5th player is, I don't know. I don't know who the 5th player is. Just pick. I think I might have a top 4. Because it's RJ, Cam. So it's RJ, Cam, Julius, McBride. Everybody else is like tied for 5th. Yeah, Grimes is not in my top 5. Yeah, I don't love Grimes like that. I think he's okay. I think he's okay, but he's not in my top 5. Right? I guess if you held my feet to the fire, I would say Mitch. Mitch is my 5th favorite Knick. But here's the thing. I'm wavering on whether we should keep Mitchell Robinson or not. Mitchell Robinson to me is like that favorite cereal that's not always your favorite. You know how when you go grocery shopping as an adult, you shop like an adult. Like, check to see what meats are on sale. You check to see, what veggies are on sale. Say what veggies look fresh, what fruits are in season, all that stuff. You go to the bread aisle, you look at your bread and your pastas and all that stuff. And on your way to the dairy section to go get, say, your soy milk, you pass by the cereal aisle. And you're like, I'll just walk up this way just to see what they got. And you see your old buddy, the cereal that got you through Saturday mornings. Right? So for me, Saturday mornings were Shazam, the Hardy Boys Mystery Speed Racer. Anybody remember those? Anybody remember the Hardy Boys Mysteries? Please don't tell me this chat is not old enough to remember the Hardy Boys Mysteries, because I'm going to feel really old. Please, I need about 7 to 8 people to say that they remember the Hardy Boys Mysteries and Shazam and Space Ghost and Speed Racer. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Keyshawn said, I know Matt and Jeff Hardy. Okay. All right. All right. Recess. Recess and Cartoon Network. You remember Ben 10? American Dragon, Jake Long? Is what you saying? Johnny Bravo? That's what you're talking about? Yeah, man. Oh, Captain Caveman. That's another good one. Yeah. Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse was definitely the joint. Mighty Mouse was tough, brother. Mighty Mouse was tough. Mighty Mouse was a tough little Grape Ape. Wow. You see, yeah, so to back to those Saturday mornings, man, like when you legit remember, so there was a show that used to come on in the intro song used to be MICKEY MOUSE Mickey Mouse, and it would drive us crazy, bro. Like we legit would get my little brother. My little brother would get like the mixing bowl that my mom would make. Like my mom is not a cook, okay? So when I say that her mixing bowl, don't get it twisted. Like it looked all old and beat up. Man, she ain't hardly used that thing. That thing was brand new. She might have had it for like 12 years. That thing was in mint condition. Trust me, she ain't never used it. My brother would get that mixing bowl and fill it up with Dig'em Smacks. Y'all remember Dig'em Smacks? And we'd be like, ew. Ew. Yo, and so in the 70s, if you want to alienate somebody, you didn't go on social media and type like, do the eyes emoji. You wouldn't do that like back then. Back then, the thing was pointing. Like if you pointed at somebody back in the day, like if you pointed at somebody back in the day, like, ew, look at, ew. If you did that, that was embarrassing, right? So my sister would do that to my little brother when he ate Dig'em Smacks. G.I. Joe, the Jetsons. I remember the Jetsons were the Jetsons and the Flintstones, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But but my point was about the walking down the cereal aisle, and reminiscing. You know how you grab your old school favorite cereal because it just make you think back to a certain time. So I think I was going to say a few months ago. I guess it's been a year or so now. I grabbed a box of Wheaties. Right, Wheaties. Y'all remember Wheaties, right? Wheaties, bruh, Wheaties, right? Because I was in the mood for Wheaties because when look who it's Soulfinger is in the building. What's good, Soulfinger? Soulfinger, what's good? Honey Smacks, that's the name of them. Joseph Gonzalez, that's it. Honey Smacks. Honey Smacks, that's not Dig'em Smacks. Honey Smacks is the name of them. And so Wheaties were like the cereal. Even though I didn't like them, it reminded me of when the Knicks were winning championships. Right? When the Knicks were relevant, the Knicks went to the NBA Finals 3 times in 4 years. They won 2 championships. They lost one to a team that was destined to win it. The team was, I think the team had the best record ever in the NBA. Rice Krispies with sugar or honey. I remember Rice Krispies with a bunch of sugar. A bunch of sugar. Captain Crunch, not so much. I do like peanut butter crunch though. Peanut butter crunch with that joint. So man, hey man, child, listen. I'm vegan now, right? Right now, I'm munching on vegan pizza bites. I'm not playing around, bro. I saw Tyson Fury knock out Deontay Wilder, and I legit think that if they're giving away money, I may as well put my hat in the ring too. I may as well try it, bro. I can't do no worse than Wilder. I may as well try it. I started about 6 weeks ago with the vegan. Y'all remember me seeing me eat cucumber slices? The struggle is real. The struggle is legit real. Right? So, anyway, I grabbed the Wheaties and I bring them home. And I think this might be like 2 years. Now that I think I can't. So it's been a while ago. And so the initial rush of, yeah, Wheaties, man. Clyde Frazier, Bruce Jenner, Muhammad Ali, all these people that's like on the Wheaties box or whatever. Right? And then you taste them one time and you put the box back on top of the fridge. And then you don't even touch the box again for like a year. Y'all know what I'm getting at. Hey, so Rayology says it's only about peanut butter Captain Crunch. That's it. Golden Grams. What? I don't know. And so Manchild says vegan is the way to go. Yep. And so that's what I'm doing, man. I've been vegan for so Saturday, I think, will be 7 weeks. Saturday will be about 7 weeks. And for those, you know what I'm saying, interested in the journey, it's going good. I just want to I'm excited about these Knicks, though. And so what I want to say to y'all about, just say something real quick about these Knicks is this. We have come such a long way. Why is this text, this font so big, man? What's going on? Let me adjust something. StreamYard, why are you trying to block my face? That's better. That's better. Okay. This is crazy. That not so much. I kind of like that. Okay, well, let's rock with that. Yo, Black University says Cookie Crisp, and I agree. Cookie Crisp was, man, listen. I know it was a bunch of sugar in it, but whatever. So how optimistic are you guys about the direction of the team? And be honest. Take all, like, legit take all take all the raw emotion out. Like if you have an emotion, let's go with that, but not the raw emotion, not like that emotion you get after a tough loss, or not that emotion you have after an argument. Like how positive, like how good do you feel about this team? So John Bino says 50-50. I don't know. What do you guys think? And be honest. I mean, it's only, this is between all of us. Like, I don't work for the Knicks, right? I don't work for the Knicks. I'm not looking to impress them with stuff, right? And I don't expect them to give me anything, right? I'm just being honest and real with my people. Y'all know I'm real with y'all. Yeah, I'm not kissing up to the Knicks organization. I'm not gonna cater my opinions or what I say, because having an opinion and what you say are two different things, right? I'm not gonna cater what I say to make the Knicks organization feel good. Y'all know that, because y'all know I'm hard as hell on Obi Toppin. I'm hard as hell on Obi. Like, every time y'all say Obi name, y'all know what I want to say. Somebody in the chat, say what Uncle Freezy will say if he hears Obi's name. When I hear Obi name, what am I gonna say? Yo, y'all know. Yo, oh man. Yeah. Y'all got it down to a book, right? Y'all got it. Yeah. Yo. And so, for the record, I don't hate Obi. I know I got to keep saying it. I know I got to keep saying it, man, but I don't hate Obi the person, right? I don't hate Obi the person. Yeah, I did. Yo, y'all are hilarious, man. Y'all are hilarious. The thing is with Obi, I don't hate Obi Toppin. I do, however, wish he was more productive and consistent. And what I hear often, and I'm not about to bash Obi. I'm not about to do that. I'm not going to go down that road. What I see from Knicks fans and Obi Toppin is the same thing that I saw with Jerry and Grant, with Tim Hardaway Jr., with Frank Ntilikina, with Kevin Knox. Oh, the coach is stupid. The coach don't know how to coach basketball. Really, man? Why is every bust? It has to be the coach don't know how to coach basketball. When is it going to be on the player to step up? Tom Thibodeau has R.J. Barrett averaging almost 20 points a game, right? And R.J. Barrett is younger than Obi. So why? So you say one thing about Obi, but can't say the same thing about R.J.? The thing about R.J. is the situation is R.J. Barrett is a ball player. That's it. Like we say, well, Tib don't like to play the rookies, but he played Emmanuel Quickly a bunch of minutes last year over Obi. What I'm saying is Obi, get your stuff together, bro. Come on. I remember when we drafted you, I was super excited. I told everybody in Knicks universe that the Knicks were going to retire the number one. I said that on the days after you were drafted. I said the Knicks are going to retire the number one for Obi Toppin. I remember saying that to y'all. I was right here saying that the Knicks are going to retire the number 1 for Obi Toppin. I said that. I said that. Right? And a year later, I'm regretting the fact that I even said that. I said that. Yo, hey, look, it's an attention whore in the chat. Look at that. Everybody pay attention to Rob the Nick. Pay attention to Rob the Nick, everybody. Give him some attention. Yo, it do be people like they just come on just for attention. Like, hey, everybody, look at me. So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's not even about me and liking or disliking Obi. I just would like for us to draft somebody in the top 10 and have that player be productive and add a productive player to the young core. Just add say for instance, this year, we get the number 10 pick and we draft a guy and he's not productive. How would y'all feel about that player? Would y'all be willing to give that player 4 years to get his stuff together before he leaves? Or would you want to see something out of that player right away that lets us know that he's a player? Yo, Forbes' Phil is in the building. What's good? What's good? So do I want Obi to be a successful Knick? Yes. Do I know what Obi's ceiling is going to be? No, not really. And nobody here can really predict what Obi Toppin is going to be like in the future. Because if you say a bunch of ifs, if his handles get tightened up, if he gets some moves going to the basket, if his defense improves, well, you don't know what ifs are going to come true and which ones aren't. So the best thing to say is Obi looks like an NBA player and he looks like he'll be something, but we don't know what he's going to be until he develops other things in his game. RJ Barrett, on the other hand, looks like he's a star in the making. And if certain things come full circle for RJ, he may be a multiple-time All-Star. But you've seen RJ Barrett improve in his 2+ seasons, right? You hadn't seen Obi improve a specific thing over another in his year plus seasons, but you've seen Emmanuel quickly improve stuff in his year plus of being in the NBA. Shoot, you've seen Quentin Grimes improve certain stuff and not even a full year. You've seen Quentin Grimes' confidence on offense skyrocket. It is what it is. And just for the record, like what Punch Night says, Grimes is the best defender and shooter. I think I could agree to that. I honestly like McBride over Grimes right now. That's my preference. I'm not saying that I'm right or that you're wrong. I'm saying I like McBride over Grimes at the moment. Yo, I did call Grimes Dotson 2.0, right? I did do that. So I'm gonna throw this link in the chat for everybody. I ain't gonna lie to you, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really like this alone time with everybody, but I didn't start the channel just so that I can have the chat all to myself. I started it so that Knicks fans can have a place to come vent and all that stuff, and so that we can have a place where we can commune peacefully without being bullied and pushed around and ignored. Because y'all listen, y'all know y'all go other places, man, and y'all get in the chat, and people don't even pay the chat no attention because there's so many people that the folks running the show don't even pay the chat no attention. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just being there, kicking it amongst yourselves. I know I've been there before. I used to be in the chat, hoping that the host would say my name. Hey, thank you for the $25 super chat, Uncle Freezy, and they'll be like, RJ is gonna be good. Moving on. Ashley Inc. is in the building. What's good? What's good? Fabian Williams is in the building. What's good? So Fabian Williams says, I think McBride is a more efficient shot taker and maker. I don't know yet. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know if McBride is better offensively than Grimes yet. I'll say this. Let me bring my guy in real quick. Hold on, everybody. Yo,
Uncle Freezy.
what's up, boss? Hey,
What's good?
You went to the game with me?
Nah, I didn't go.
Yeah, me. This is a weekday, man. I can't.
Yeah, man. Shoot, now I couldn't pull that. I could have pulled it off if I really, really wanted to go, but they pissed me off in Atlanta, so I didn't. That Atlanta game, so Atlanta, Utah pissed me off, so I said
man.
I'll hold back, watch them on TV.
Yeah, man. I feel you. I really wanted to go, but my work week is weird. Like I work Sunday night through Friday morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to go to work that following night tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you would have been beat down. You would have.
all that driving. Yeah, man.
How far you off from Charlotte?
I'm from the stadium 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could have did it, but I mean, I ain't.
Yeah. I'm 2 hours too. So
yeah, and then it's back road. You know, it's the not Charlotte itself, not Charlotte, and it's what I'm saying, when you get on 151 trying to get.
Oh yeah.
And
it was raining it rained a lot up here that day too.
Yeah. So
yeah. I said
yeah. So what's your feelings on Obi? You do think Obi has gotten better since last year?
Of course, yeah. I think Obi got better since. I think the I think Tibbs don't want the smoke, and and the minutes. I think everything that you asking about that you want to see Obi do, I think Obi can already do it. But I think that the minutes and the confidence level of the coach letting him out there just to do it without removing him for nonsense. If you just let the guy be out there and just let him ball one time, everything that we asking him to see, we've seen in summer league, so we know he has the moves to do it. He went to the post in the summer league. It's like, to me, it's like the talent that you're going to do it against. If it's in your repertoire, it's in your repertoire. You can do it. But if you're not going to be allowed to do it for the lack of playing time, and then that's something else. I'm thinking that he's not letting the man unleash. So therefore, he looks exactly. It takes more than 11 minutes in 3-minute spurts to see what a player has. You see the talent out there. But if you're making him just one-dimensional just because that's what you think going to help the team win, then so be it. But I think we got a little glimpse of what he can do. But we're not getting the full show because Tibbs won't allow it. So that's where we at. Randle going to probably play tonight because of the threat of the game that Obi had last night.
Right.
Randle going to play come hella high water tonight.
So he questionable though.
Yeah, but he questionable to play. I'm guaranteed. He's not gonna. Randle's not gonna. They're gonna have to shut Randle down because Randle gonna come back. Randle will not let that performance stand unchallenged.
Okay.
That's the way I feel about it. Randle will not let it stand unchallenged. You have to say, okay, look at me.
Salute, guys. What's going on?
What's good in the neighborhood?
And then, so Rob, you dislike that though?
You say what?
So do you dislike that about Randle, that he never backed down from anything?
No, I don't have a problem with it. I don't even have a problem with Tibbs doing what he's doing because I'm a type of guy to think like this. Sooner or later, the cream gonna rise to the top because I feel as though from what I've seen with the way Obi plays off the ball and moving it and getting it out of his hand, quick decisions and all of that, I think that's better for RJ. He doesn't have to wait. One game in Atlanta, Tibbs is on RJ about holding on to the ball, pass the ball. He didn't have that problem in Charlotte because the ball steady moved and everybody got shots. So that is the difference that I see. I think the difference in that is just the style of play. Not to say that Obi is better than Randle right now, but his style of play, the way he gives up the ball, the basketball IQ, the way he moves, it changes things. The offense is the same, but movement makes it look different.
Right.
His style lends itself to the team.
Movement.
Okay.
I agree with that. My thing about Obi is I don't think he'll ever be like a guy who gets the ball and like, oh, give me the ball, ISO or anything like that. I don't think he's a shot creator like of any sorts, really. I think he needs a point guard that could do a pick and roll with, or that could find him when he's cutting to the basket. That's how we'll see like Obi's full game, But there's also there's also parts of his game that he definitely needs to work at if he wants to see like more minutes. Obviously, his defense, like if you're not playing defense, I don't think Tibbs wants to even look at you. So, and also his screen setting is terrible. So, if he works on those things, I think he'll be fine. But the situation he's in behind Randle, he's not in a good situation to show himself. So, no
Hey,
point
look,
guard,
I seen Kirk Rambis and Freezy. You remember AC Green?
Yeah, I remember AC Green. Yeah.
Okay. They played together on the same team, same position for 3 years before the Lakers made a decision to get Rambis out of there.
Yeah.
So you can coexist at a time without it being a problem. Right. And I can see that happening right now with Kobe and Randle. You got the man for two more years after this year. Right. So with that being said, it's no rush. I don't think it's a rush to move Randle. I don't think, but if you can get something good for either one of them to make the team better, then you make that move. But if you want to stay on the age guidelines and the style of play that you can have, I would think that moving Randle would be more better than moving Obi right now.
Yeah,
Just because of RJ. Pretty much, if RJ is going to be the face of this team, it's obvious he plays a whole lot better with Obi than Randle.
right.
And him and Randle does have a little bit of chemistry, but the ball movement was spectacular. And every time Obi plays, that's one thing that he's going to bring to the game, ball movement, because he's not going to be still. The sugar high in that kid is real high. And then you put into the point that he was rebounding too.
Right.
Okay. He did the dirty work. He rebound. He went for loose balls. He made good decisions. And then you know why he makes good decisions? Because he doesn't make the decision his own. If he don't got nothing, he give it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He makes the game so simple for himself. He doesn't overthink. Randle overthinks a lot. He thinks that everything got to be perfect. And when you think like that, a lot of mistakes are made.
Right.
So that's what he has to watch out for. You know what I'm saying? But
I think Randall's mistake is he tries to think like a star. Yeah. What home run play can I make right here? Right. But Randall, you're not really a star and you're not really equipped to make the home run plays. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So and so the thing is I think Randall is a very, 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 very good NBA player.
Yes.
Right.
No doubt.
My thing is, I think his role is miscast, and it's not his fault. Right, Keyshawn, you ever been in Walmart or Costco or whatever, and you're like, oh shoot, I need to get these batteries for the remote, and then you think like, damn, what kind of? And you buy the C batteries instead of the D batteries, and you get home, and you know what I'm saying, and then you get home and you try to fit them C batteries in the remote, and you're like, shit, now I got to go back to the store.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Randall is. Randall is the wrong kind of batteries for what we're looking at. That's what Randall is, right? and it's not his fault. It's not Randall's fault, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault the Knicks need a superstar. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it isn't because even in Randall's prime, even in Randall's best games, he could only be a star, and the Knicks need a superstar. And Randall can never be that, right? But he's put in a role to be a star, and he struggles with it. You know what I mean? And the Knicks fans are not patient enough to let him develop into a star, and neither do they have to be. They don't have to be patient with Randall. We don't have to be patient with Randall, bro. Right?
No.
We want to win, and we want to win right now. We understand that our team is young, and that we may have to wait a few years. But we could do that as long as it's explained to us. Like, is it, hey, man, we putting together this young team. Give this team some time to go through their lumps, and then we're going to try to make a Memphis Grizzlies style resurrection, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? A Phoenix Suns type resurrection, right? An Orlando Magic type resurrection. Orlando's going through it right now, right? They like keep adding young pieces, and sooner or later they're going to be good.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Freezy, you ever heard this expression, follow the money?
Yep.
Okay, so if we following the money on the New York Knicks, right, they're 27th in spending in the league, but they representing number 9 from 19 to 23 in the teams in the league. So if it was a stock, you're still getting the value for your money this year.
Right.
Because you haven't spent anything yet. All you're doing right now. So that tells me if you're not, now you take that same concept and you stick it to the Lakers. The Lakers are the old Knicks.
Yes.
You know, they're the old Knicks. They $150 million. They're above the salary cap. They got star players, but they 10 games over under 500. Don't that sound familiar?
Yep.
That used to be us. Can't do nothing, can't make a trade. You can't even breathe. All you got now on that team is expectations. People expect you to do something because you spent all the money. Now we are $119 million that we spent. That's 27th in the whole league. So that tells me, if I'm following the money, the Knicks are not ready to win. They are competitive, not contenders. Or there's a championship. No, first you got to go from a competitive to a contender. We just competitive. We stay in games. It's a dogfight whether we win or lose them.
Right.
So that's where we at as far as the money is concerned. When that money value equals the players, then there's a problem if you're not winning.
Yep.
So right now, what they're showing us, to me, is that we're still forming talent.
Right.
And we're not. And this is what I want to address with D-Ball. I heard him say yesterday about Fournier's contract. It's not a movable contract. That's not true. We just finished paying him the first $17 million of that contract. That contract now falls to $35 million for the next two. That third year is a team option. You know who makes more than him? Tim Hardaway makes more than Fournier.
Okay.
You know, Buddy Hield makes more than Fournier. And Fournier is under a new contract, and Buddy Hield just got traded. So to say that a contract can't be moved in the NBA is ludicrous. Look at Dinwiddie. He just signed a $100 million contract. Is he still in Washington?
No.
Nope. So
He was playing good in
contracts can be moved. So if the Knicks are, but me personally, I think you can hold on to Fournier. Does he as a starter? Nope. As a sixth man, yep.
Definitely, yeah.
As a sixth man, yo, this John Starks record is serious. 25 years. Guess who the people that didn't break it? Allen Houston. Look, Jamal Crawford, Stephon Marbury, Latrell Sprewell. None of them broke this record. This man came here first year, knocked off the record.
Right.
And we think that he shouldn't be here.
Right.
He laps in defense, but he has a skill set that we can use.
Good point.
And as that money grows in the NBA, his contract gonna look less and less. It's gonna look gorgeous. You know, the next player in the NBA that signs a contract gonna get well over $50 million. And we're talking about we don't have value in a person that we paying $17 million to. That came in there the first year and broke a 25-year score, three-point shooting record. And we're not giving it no respect. That's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's a disrespect.
Yeah, I hear you.
Tell him, OG, tell him.
I feel like part of the reason why a lot of fans think it's like really, really doom and gloom is because they don't know the direction the front office is going. So
follow the money, bro. Follow the money.
I get you. I hear you. You know, a lot of fans aren't doing that. You know, so some of them casual. You know, they don't have time to like look into everything. But
yeah, you follow the money, you follow the contracts. It's going to give you a clear picture. If we are the most knowledgeable fans in the NBA, shouldn't we be looking at that?
Yeah, that should definitely be a factor.
And that's what I look at. That's why I can be like calm and I can sleep good at night because I see the direction based on the money. You know, we ain't shopping at Nordstrom. We still shopping at Walmart until we build up something to spend the money on. And we can strike either way. If we wanted to break down this team in an all-star, a superstar became available, guess who has the assets and everything to put that in play? New York. If you wanted to just build this team from ground up and you wanted to build up RJ to be that star, guess who can do that? We can. Can we keep on surrounding him with players? Yes, we can do that. So we're in a great place. Just look at the Lakers, 10 games under 500, $150 million payroll and over the cap, paying the double. That's us, y'all. That used to be us. Not going anywhere. And we know it. The Lakers know they ain't going nowhere. Ain't that a sick feeling? You trade, you turn on your players. Who they turned on? Westbrook. They trying to run him out of town, but nobody would take him. Who did we try to run out of town that nobody would take him? Eddie Curry, remember?
Yep.
And nobody would take him.
Right.
You know, we couldn't give them away. We couldn't do nothing. So, you know, we take these last 9 games, man, and enjoy the young and just hope that Tibbs play the young guys. Because next year, I guarantee over the summer, Leon Rose is going to remove his handicap from him.
Right.
He's going to just remove it. Oh, you won't play him? I can't tell you who to play, but I can tell you who's on this team, and you're going to have to play him. I gave you 2 years. You told me when I hired you, we had a conversation. The conversation went like this. I wasn't there, fellas, but this I think the conversation went. Tibbs, you've been out the league a while. You know you're my boy. He said, look, we're going to build from the draft and through free agency, and I'm going to throw a couple of vets your way until I get my project ready. Are you with this? This is Tibbs' reply. Oh, yeah, I'm with it. You going to give me a couple of vets? He said, yeah. He said, well, suppose I get these vets to start winning. He said, well, if you get them vets to start winning, we can move in a different way. We're going to make both ways available for us. But if you can't, this is what we're going to do. Are you going to be prepared to coach these young guys if this comes down to these kids? Are you going to be available to do that? Yeah, if my veterans don't work out in 2 years, Leon, you got me. Guess what? This is the second year. So he going to remove all of that. That's because them contracts are like that. And I guarantee you, look, those vets ain't going to be here, or at least not those kind of vets who think that they can overstep. You're going to have nurturers there next year. They're going to be vets, though, but they're going to be nurturers of the young, not somebody getting together thinking that they're going to be able to take something and make a playoff run.
You talking about a support system? You talking about a support system?
A support, the support young vets. That's what he's going to add to it, because when he did not make that move over to everybody said, man, go ahead and just get any point guard. Go get a veteran point guard. That's not Leon's plan. Leon plan is like, I'm not going to add to Thibodeau's success. No, you said you can do it with these guys. So you go ahead and do it. My plan is these young guys. That's how come I got 9 of them over here.
See, but Rob, I think that they're trying to inflate their record to look better so that a star might want to think to come over here. I think they're more important about getting the star, a disgruntled star, than maybe to build the youth.
Hey, look, if that was the case, now you got to look at it like this here. When they had made a run at Ben Simmons, if that was the case, no interest.
I don't think so.
No interest. That's a young star, 25 years old.
Yep.
He went to Brooklyn. If the Knicks was that interested in a young star, they would have made a run at him. You didn't hear a peep.
Right.
Because that's not the plan.
We didn't have a James Harden to give them.
No, you didn't. Look, not only that with the James Harden, but you at least say what it's going to take. But the reason why you didn't hear a peek about it is because that's not the interest. And that's not what we're trying to do. You know, it's easier to build one star and go get another one. You ever tried to make a recipe and you had to go buy all the ingredients and wind up spending $80? But when you got some of the ingredients home, when you got some of the ingredients at home, you go to the supermarket, you may spend $25.
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing. We want some of the ingredients at home, so we don't have to go out there and look crazy. Like I say, resort back to
homegrown. Tell them
homegrown. Follow the money. We're not jumping out the window.
Right.
It's
like when I cook. It's like when I ball peanuts at home. Anybody here like ball peanuts?
I never boiled them.
I like them, but I never balled them though. But
yeah, I do them at home in a pot, man. Get them green peanuts because they be cheap from Piggly Wiggly. Rob, they might not have a Piggly Wiggly where you at, right?
Oh yeah, I know what one is at though.
Yeah, so Piggly Wiggly you have them like out front. And they'll have them. You know, I'm like, man, I keep walking by them. And I'm like, man, why keep buying these things in a can? Or why can't just get them at the game when I could just do them at home? And I do them at home, man, and watch the Knicks. Boy, oh boy. But like what you say though, I already have all I need is the peanuts, all the stuff that go with it. I already had that stuff at home.
See,
you know what I'm saying? So I don't spend that much money in
but
the
look,
store.
let me ask you a question, Freezy. All those ingredients that you got, you slowly went and got them. Got a little bit over there, a little bit over there. Next thing you know, all you need is the cheap peanuts. That's what we doing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you get a little bit at a time. The Knicks is like Freezy used to say, quiet talent.
Yeah.
No matter what the talent may be, you play together long enough, you're gonna be a cohesive unit. Look at St. Peter's. Who's saying that? But there's one thing about St. Peter's that they all played together for 4 years. They are bust up any type of freshman squad you try to go up against them, unless you just super talented. But it's one thing about freshmen that everybody know about. In crunch time, they don't hit free throws.
Nope.
They don't hit free throws.
And they don't execute high level offenses.
Yeah.
Like complicated offenses, they don't have chemistry.
Yeah. They're gonna execute for 3 quarters because that's when the game fun. But it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Bim.
Now you mad at each other. Now you getting took in because everybody that they took out at the end of the game, they was mad at each other. The teams that they beat, like, yo, Kentucky was like, how did this happen? But if you look at Calipari, things like that always happen to him because he's like those one and dones.
Yeah.
No continuity. The Knicks is one thing is they're going to have next year with these young guys, and you already seen that for the whole year. They got continuity. They got chemistry. And that's more important than a lot of things when you constructing the team together.
Right.
I know where you're going to move at. I know where you're going to be. When I make this pass, I know you there. And when you get those players that think for each other and they play for one another, you get a victory like we did in Charlotte.
Right.
That's a good victory.
Right.
That's a good victory.
I think the front office is going towards like the youth, and they want a young disgruntled star, not just any old like player. They want like a Zion or Donovan Mitchell, because we got all these picks and we got veterans on expiring contracts. Something's gonna have to. I feel like they're more worried about setting that up than the latter with the young.
But
guys.
that's a good setup to have, because if you look at Zion and like is a player that you mentioned, you already got three musketeers. What would it take for him to get there? Yeah, it might cost you Obi, Randle in the 3-team trade or something to throw a couple of picks, but then you got something, but you still need that point guard. You still need that point guard that you want there. Is it going to be Deuce? Remains to be seen. But you have to do other things. But to be in that position, we should feel good at Knicks fans that we are in that position. Finally, if something was to happen, we can move on it.
Right. Because we've not always been in this position, Rob. That's what I was saying earlier. Because there was a time when we started Emmanuel Mudiay, Damian Dotson, Mario Hezonja, Noah Vonleh, and Enes Kanter.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And off the bench, we had guys like Alonzo Trier, Trey, whatever his name is. What's Trey? What was
Trey Burke.
Trey Burke, Frank Ntilikina. Remember that? All them dudes off the bench?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we had. And look, and guess what? And with that team, Freezy, we were still owing people that wasn't even on a roster money.
On a roster, right. Joakim Noah.
Yeah,
Joakim Noah.
We was owing some other people money.
Aaron Aflalo. You remember Aaron Aflalo?
And a coach, right?
Yeah. We stayed owing money. Like, and look, stretched out 4-5 years, but the team on the floor looked like trash because we got to pay all of this other money under the table.
To dudes that ain't even here.
They ain't even here.
Dudes that ain't even here.
Yeah, all of those problems are gone. They had a lot of cleanup to do in these last 2 years. We had to do a lot of cleanup. Now Noah finally off. Now we're looking like an organization that looks like an organization.
Right.
You know, everything, like you got young players, you got budding players that can play in the league. It's one thing that we can say, we don't know who's going to be a superstar, all-star, all of this, but we have players that can play in this league. You know what I'm saying? And that's important because.
And what about Obi again, Rob? Uncle Rob, what about Obi though?
Obi is like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Obi falls under the situation like this here. You know, Obi is a guy that just like this here. If you take away those 2 games that when Randle was out, and then you can honestly say that Obi, he plays Obi. But if you're playing 11 minutes a game, you know what I'm saying? You just, and then you break it up in 3-minute interviews, intervals. You know, you're not really having a chance to show anything.
Right.
Whatever your repertoire is. But my thing is like this here, like I was telling Uncle Freezy, if you can shoot in a gym, you can shoot. If you can dribble, you can dribble. But if I can't see you do it just because of the minutes, it's hard for me to judge. We can see the talent base that makes you hungry to want to see that player. It's a base. And that's all we get. So now we want to see more of the base. You know, at Randle's expense, since you're at the same position and he's the 8th pick, and we don't like what we seeing in Randle with you on a consistent basis. We don't like it as fans. So Obi is there, not to say who's better, but we know that Obi can move that ball and get out the way. He's not stopping anybody from doing what they need to do. He doesn't stop RJ. He doesn't stop whoever's shooting, nothing. Bert, whoever he's on the floor with, I'm not going to stop you as a player by bogging down the ball or not being where I need to be at. You're going to always have space because I'm going to keep on moving. And whoever's following me, they're going to have to move too. And if I had that 3 open with the coach's permission, I have to keep on shooting it. But if I only shot 100 threes all season long and I only hit 20 of them, okay. But when let me get 150 more and I will average it out. I'm a 40% 3-point shooter. So that's what I am. So if I shoot 35 with the chance, but one thing that Obi did this year, he grew mentally. Because Freezy, you remember when we used to see him on the sidelines when we was at the game, he was kind of hot. You don't see that no more. So somebody talked to him and said, look, you won't just have to wait your turn, but your turn is coming, but you don't need to be that player like that. And he quit doing it. He go back, he sit down, he ain't tripping no more. So mentally, that's going to help him in the long run.
Right.
That's going to help him. So, you know, we got things to look forward to. You know, it ain't all doom and gloom. Maybe this season with the expectation of what some fans had last year, you know, and versus this year, but the money spent is still the same. So,
yo, Uncle Rob, you on point. I love it. You on fire. Keep going.
I
missed you, man.
You know, bro, I just got Fridays. I got Fridays a half a day. So, but I'll be listening all week. I just can't, you know, I just got to come in on a Friday. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I'll come through and, you know, and enjoy the chat and enjoy, you know, the panel. But it's other things like, you know, like for instance, my thought on Sims is this here. Tibbs protect his veterans. And if he gets you to that point that, okay, he going to trust you, but he's also trying to win. But is Tibbs a win now coach? I can't put Tibbs in a win now coach situation because in order to be a win now coach, you have to have won. When Tibbs got to Chicago, they had a 500 record. They was 41-41 twice. They went to the playoff both years with Vinny Del Negro. When Tibbs came, yes, he took them to the Eastern Conference Finals one time. After that, they were second round knockouts all the way until he left. But the program that Tibbs inherited was already built. It was built. He didn't really have to do too much. They drafted the players. The players was already in place. And then he rocked from there. When he went to Minnesota, it was a 2-year thing. The record didn't add up. And then now he's over here. So when you say a win now coach, you know, the only win now coach that I can say would take a job unless the team was ready to win was one coach. That was Phil Jackson when he went to the Lakers. He said they was in win now mode. He left one situation, didn't take another job, no place else, even though he was offered jobs.
By the Knicks.
Until he came here. And then we had to pay him to do a trash job because he didn't want to do it. Because he knew that would tarnish his record. But he tarnished his record for $60 million.
Yeah. And you remember when he left Chicago, the Knicks were hot on his trail all those years. For those 3 years that he was away, the Knicks wanted him to be the head coach. It's the reason why And people don't notice it's the reason why Van Gundy was sour with the Knicks, because Van Gundy whole tenure, every year it was like, we're gonna fire Van Gundy and bring in Phil Jackson. That was the gossip around the city. State was good.
State to state.
OG.
I bust rhymes from state to state.
What's up, man? What's up with y'all, man?
What's up, State?
What's up, man? I'm good, man.
Were you at work?
Nah, I'm getting ready for work, but I seen one of they drive on, so I said, nah, let me pop in, show some love.
No doubt, no doubt.
Man. Some likes up too, man, fellas.
No doubt.
Yeah, man.
What's up, man? I'm in a good mood. The game before the last game, it was a great loss. Great loss, by the way, by the kids. And then last game, it was a great win. The ball moved. RJ had a 30 ball, quickly looked good, 7 assists, Jericho 75. I think that although this season was a failure, I tried to dismiss last season, the almighty 4th seed, and then it makes me feel better because when I dismissed last season and understanding that it was COVID, this was like a once in a lifetime phenomenon for me. I'm 32. I don't think we'll ever see like a situation like this again for me. So COVID, 72 games, 2K fans in the stands. It was an anomaly. So we come to this season, we won 21 games, and then now we're at, I believe, 30 games now. But we on the up and up. The last thing that's scary is our draft pick. I don't want to have the 14th pick, fellas, and not make the play. I think that's the main thing I'm scared about. But
no man's land. It's no man's land.
Yeah. But we good though. RJ producing, RJ showing up. People talk about he's inconsistent. I don't care about his percentages. Pay that man. You show him love. You pay all of them vets off of that almighty 4th seed. So it should be no discussion about paying RJ Barrett. No discussion. Give that man his money. Yep. After you give him his money, though, right? The baby training wheels come off.
No expectations.
So I was judging Randle before he got paid due to the contract that he got paid. So his contract hasn't even kicked in yet. Right. So if we give RJ this 5-year, 150, 181 million, you think I'm going to come on here and say 15 points is acceptable from him? No. Right. So that's all I'm saying, man. Pay my man and get this roster right. Get us a point guard and get that center position correct, man. So we could get this show on the road.
I do you one better. I'm paying him and Cam.
I'm paying Cam too.
Right. So I'm paying RJ the max, and I'm paying Cam decent market value plus a little something to account for the cost of living in New York. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying jump out the window for Cam. I'm not saying give Cam the max. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying give him a competitive contract with a little bump for New York City cost of living. Right. And don't tell me that you can't do that when you did the complete opposite to Mitchell Robinson for 4 years. You paid him minimum wage minus the cost of living for New York City, right? So don't talk to me about money when it comes to Cam Reddish. When I saw you give Taj Gibson a 2-year deal for $10 million, I saw you trade back in the draft to save money to give to Taj Gibson. Don't tell me about money, okay? And people are saying it wasn't just to give to Taj, but they wound up giving Taj the money. Nah. Okay, so if it worked out like that, then it is what it is. However you describe it, if it was intentional or if it wasn't, however, the details, the facts remain the same. Right? The facts remain the same. You traded back in the draft and you gave the money to Taj Gibson. Don't talk to me about saving money on Cam Reddish. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the fact that a bouncy, young, athletic scoring machine wing walked out the door at 21 years old. I don't want to hear it. When you have never had that at 21 years old. Never. Right. OG, you might have been a Knicks fan longer than me, right?
Mhm.
Have you ever remembered the Knicks having a 21-year-old scoring 6'8" scoring machine?
Not 21. No.
Right.
I would have to say no. No.
Right.
No.
We get them about 26, 27.
Yeah.
That's when we usually get them.
We don't. I ain't, like I said earlier, I ain't never seen the Knicks. Now, I was telling Free Keith, I said, look, in all my 45 to 50 years of following the Knicks, I ain't never seen the Knicks do what they doing right now. Now I'm talking about in the history of me watching the Knicks.
Right.
What they do, everything else under the sun, I've seen the Knicks do. Everything except what they doing right now. Staying financially responsible, stacking up young players, being aware of what's going on, being quiet about it, being able to move on any way in any position, and growing these players at the same time. May not be at the rate that I want them to, but I ain't never seen this, and I'm quite impressed with it, to tell you the truth. I was impressed what they did to even get Cam, because that 25th Charlotte pick, everybody poo-pooed the move when they did it. Like, oh, that just did. They should have got this person. They should have got that person. They should have got Chris. They should have got that. But when they got Cam with that move, and then the haters were saying, well, it was only they wasn't gonna make the Charlotte wasn't gonna make the playoffs anyway. Or this, that, and wasn't gonna be in the lottery anyway. But you got a lottery player out of it.
Right.
And that was real smooth. I had to give them credit for that. That was smooth. The way they pulled it off. It was quiet. It was nice.
Can we stay on the Cam Reddish topic real quick? That's one of the main reasons why I want Tibbs fired. Tibbs needs to be fired this summer, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but he needs to be fired. I don't need to see him next season. For our management to trade a first-round pick and for Tibbs to DMP him for Alec Burks, and I watched Alec Burks 17 minutes, 0 points, one of those DMP games.
Yep.
That's a slap in my face as a Knicks fan.
Yeah, but see, State, did you hear
a guy, I forgot his name, but he reported that Tibbs didn't want Cam Reddish at all.
Yeah.
Management want Cam Reddish. The coach don't want Cam Reddish. The coach proceeds to DMP Reddish, then plays him about 5 minutes in a blowout game. Then you play him 7 minutes. I've also watched Tracy McGrady's Knuckleheads interview, I believe. And he said that Isaiah Thomas wanted to draft him, but the coach didn't want him. So the coach was putting him out there to fail, didn't teach him the game, no nothing. Right. Cam Reddish needs to be paid by the Knicks. Give him the Dylan Brooks deal, the 3 for 36, because he was hurt most of the time he was here. But at the same time, you want to do right. You got to let Burks and hospital bed Nerlens Noel go. You have to. When I look at the Knicks, what pieces are we missing, right? We're missing a tall wing, a tall defensive wing that could do multiple things. I watched.
Sorry, I'm back. State, don't mean to cut you off, but a wing as far as a small forward, 6'8". Right?
Yes. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Like one of those, a tall wing. I love RJ Barrett, but he's 6'6". His butt so much he could do. So I want a tall wing.
We need a 6'7", 6'8", 9.
Okay, so hey, look, if you're gonna remove Nerlens Noel because he ain't played, you also move without the emotions Derrick Rose. He got to go. Derrick got to go.
Well, he's on his last leg, though, Uncle Rob. You know he's gonna.
But you know what? We paying him. We all about making the team better. That's what we got. I know. I like Derrick. I ain't no Derrick Rose hater, but I'm just saying, if Nerlens Noel can get that same victory, all about get off the team hospital bed. Look, Rose played 6 weeks all season. and nobody is saying a word about that. Why is that?
Because that's Tom Thibodeau's flunky. 1, 2. Tom Thibodeau has friends at ESPN, SNY.
No, we ain't talking about the coaches. We talking about the fan base. Why we're not saying anything about it?
Because the almighty 4th seed. So a lot of
No,
people
but no, you gonna blast Noel, but you gonna leave Rose out.
I don't listen. I'm gonna shoot this question back at you. Right?
Okay.
I see Quickly as the backup point guard for next season. I'm still looking for a starting point guard. I've said that if Derrick Rose is my starting point guard for next season, a disaster happened this offseason, and Tibbs is still my coach. So I'm with you.
So what's the question?
The question is, do we even need Derrick Rose next season? Because
that's my point.
I agree with you.
Okay.
All right. So listen, y'all both agree. What about Kemba? That's finished, right?
No, he's done. He's done.
Yeah, we need to recoup that money too. We need to recoup
and
that
what
too.
about there was reporting in the newspaper, I was reading in the Post the other day, and I think the Daily News, the dude from the Mavericks, right? Dallas Mav, they looking for him at the offseason too.
Yo,
his name.
The Knicks give
that I'd rather give
as a point
me
guard.
personally, I'd rather give me personally after the summer league. I would like to, since I drafted him, because I'm a big proponent in this. Before I go outside my roster, I have to see what's on my roster. And I have to look at everything. I have to give McBride a look. I like his length. I like his arm length. I like his toughness. He can shoot. I want to see what else he can do. I don't know everything that he can do, but from what we're seeing, hey, he dropped 18 assists, in the last G League game?
In the G League, right. If you watch him in the G League, yes, bro, tell him.
18 is a number. 18 is a number. That ain't no small number. To find 18 people and give them all assists and still get 20,
right.
I would like to see more of that before I start saying what I don't have.
You would never see that under Tibbs. Sorry.
But check this out. Hey, look. Hey, State, you ain't see the breakdown that I gave about Tibbs. Did you hear me about Tibbs?
Yes, I did. That's what made me.
Okay, so Tibbs is going to have to acquiesce after this summer. He's going to be coaching these young kids because the vets are going to be gone. They're going to be gone.
I hope
his run is over with the vets. When they ain't going to make the play-in, no playoffs over the season. I think Leon is going to remove those vets for some nurturing vets, the ones that's going to be in these young boys' corner to push them along, not these ones who trying to beat them out for a job. He going to move on from that. Now, Fournier might still be on there, but Burks, I see Burks gone. Yeah. I see if you can do anything don't give up no picks to get rid of nobody because the contracts are too short. Just bench them. Nah. If you have to bench them, you just bench them. Don't give up no draft picks to give away a player. You hustling backwards.
Let me just interject this real quick. So just real quick, Paris Duggar says, "Thank you, hey Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution." Right, salute to Paris Duggar. He a major contributor to our shows and such, and we be saying Paris Duggar everywhere, man. Salute Paris Duggar.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He says,
"Yo, I saw Paris. Yo, Uncle Free."
Hey, hold on. Let me finish reading the super chat. He says, "Our youth can win because they're all high IQ players." Okay, bro.
I mean, I don't think they're all high IQ. I think RJ's high IQ. I think that Obi has a great motor. I think all of our young guys have great motors. I think that's the underlining thing. I don't think we have an effort issue with none of our young guys, and I like it. And we have like a group of young guys who would fit so nicely next to a superstar, because they all do the little things. But it comes back to Tibbs as the coach, man. You talk about Deuce McBride. I watched Deuce McBride play off the ball at Alec Burks. We got to fire Tibbs. If we bring in Jalen Brunson, we still going to have Tibbs. and we still gonna have Jalen Brunson playing off ball.
Wait, Jalen Brunson, the dude from the Dallas Mavericks, right? The point
Yes,
guard.
yes.
Okay.
And I don't think the Mavericks gonna let him walk anyway. So that's a pipe dream.
So why wouldn't they? You got Doncic, you got Dinwiddie, and now you got Brunson. Somebody walking.
If I'm a Dallas Mavericks,
but they hadn't had Dinwiddie all year.
Thank you.
I know. So who you gonna let go? You got 3 point guards.
I don't. You
gonna let Brunson go?
And 2 of them got $100 million contracts.
Who?
Dinwiddie and Luka.
I'm keeping Jalen Brunson, brother. That's the reason why I traded Kristaps Porzingis.
No, you traded him, but you got Dinwiddie, $100 million contract.
Yeah, but you got less money. You get what I'm saying? You got less money. You added money to your cap to give it to Jalen Brunson. Now,
no, not really, because Kristaps' contract wasn't up for another 2 years.
No, bro. Kristaps made way more than Dinwiddie. That's the point I'm trying to make at you. So
right now it's about the same.
No, not right
because
now.
He just had this contract this year.
Uncle Freezy, pull the numbers up.
It's about the same.
It's not the same. I wouldn't even have to pull the numbers up. I'm telling you that they traded Kristaps Porzingis. So if they make the second round of the playoffs, they're going to re-sign Brunson.
They made the contracts match when they traded.
So what they gonna do with the $100 million?
What you mean?
Dinwiddie owed $100 million.
If I make the second round of the Western Conference playoffs, I'm not letting Jalen Brunson walk. And Mark Cuban clearly said,
"What are you doing with Dinwiddie?"
Which I'm keeping him, bro.
Okay, so now you got $300 million tied up in 3 players: Brunson, Dinwiddie, and Luka.
I ain't giving Brunson no damn $100 million.
Brunson is not making $100 million.
Dinwiddie making 100. Luka making
him
2.
and Porzingis. That's it.
But Luka making 2.
I'm pulling up.
I forgot Luka. Yeah.
He OG killing me.
Dinwiddie is 18 per. He's making 54 million.
Because he's
8. Yeah,
his whole contract was 100.
It's 54 million.
He's still under his rookie contract, right?
No, he's not under his rookie contract.
Okay.
He's on a 3-year, $54 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks, making $18 million per year.
So he makes way less than way less than Porzingis, bro. That's the
I could have sworn he signed for $100 million.
And the source that I use is a website I use called Spot Track.
Yeah, Spot Track.
Yeah. So that's where I got the information from.
Well, I don't want no damn Jalen. Yeah, like this is my problem with the Knicks as a fan for 21 years. Like this is one of my main problems too. Stop always bringing me mid. Stop bringing mid to the famous arena. Stop bringing me Reggie Bullock. Just stop talking about Jalen Brunsons and all of these mid basketball players, man.
But the Knicks organization haven't said anything.
But
speculation.
That's a problem. I have a problem with that.
No, it's the media. It's not the organization. It's the media that says these speculations.
Hey, look, they got to write an article.
Bro, I'm just at the point where I'm praying to God every day when I wake up and I brush my teeth. Before I roll up, I read a line out the Bible, out the Golden Quran. And I just pray that Adam Silver give us a top 5 pick, man.
You read it out of the Golden Quran?
Golden Quran, the Bible. I'm reading out of everything, bro.
Okay.
Like
Insha.
I don't want to be stuck in no man's land. That's what I was scared about the almighty 4th seed. I don't want to be in no man's land. I don't want to be the New York Pacers.
Get him, Ron. Get him, Ron. Get him.
Hey, look,
Get him, Ron. Get him, Ron.
Let me say this.
Get him, Ron.
Hey, look.
What's up, Ron?
Hey, much man. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Oh, salute, big bro.
What's going on, Chop? What's going on?
Man.
What's going
Let me get the
on
grill
with your
started.
Rob
Let me
and
get the
Nick?
grill working for Uncle Ron.
Somebody told Chop to fix us a plate.
Man, put some of them links on that thing, man.
I got y'all right now.
Hey, I eat meat. Put some of them links on that thing.
Put some links in them grits.
Yeah, hook them things up, man. I don't want no yard eggs though. I want some of them store-bought chicken eggs, man. Hey, what's going on?
You done moved out the county? You live in the city limits now?
Yeah, I'm in the burbs now.
But Uncle Ron Cleveland, and what State said, I actually agree with it too. And what Rob is saying, you know what? Tibbs gotta go, or he could be a defensive coordinator. But the way the game is right now, it's a fast-paced game. The way they playing.
I'm gonna agree with that, but I gotta give State his props, man. State, I'm gonna tell you, man, what you said about Brunson just now, I'm on record. I'm 200% behind what you said. Don't bring that guy here, man. Don't bring him to the Garden, man. I'm sick of these going out and getting these guys who've been okay and bringing them to the Garden, man. I'm ready for some power. I want some power moves, and I guess I'm a little bit greedy because I'm a Dolphins fan, and yesterday and all this free agency with my Dolphins, that's what I'm talking about, man. Be aggressive, man. We ain't been being aggressive the last few years, and I mean, well, this second year for Leon Rose, but Leon Rose been shopping at the bargain basement, man. Trying to
It ain't nothing out there, Ron.
He's shopping at Conway.
You said the same thing too, Rob?
Huh?
No. You said the same thing too?
I'm saying what's out there. You got to be patient.
Hey,
if Walmart, if Lehman Marcus ain't open and Walmart is opening and you need some groceries, where you going?
Hey, Walmart. But guess what I'm gonna do? Hey, Dolan paying y'all all that money, man. Sometimes you got to get creative. Hey, you know what you got to do sometimes? Because just like that Tyreek Hill thing yesterday for my Dolphins, sometimes you gotta throw something out there to make a person jump. You know what I mean? Ted DiBiase used to say that thing perfectly. Everybody got a price, man. You come in at all these draft picks we sitting on, man. Hey, come on, man. You can't tell me you can't get aggressive and get somebody in there that the team is kind of feeling like this person they want to move on from. They ain't sure if they want to, but opportunity come knocking. That's just me. I just bought a house 5 months ago. And you best believe, Rob, I'm telling you right now, if the right offer comes, I'm selling this thing. Everybody got a price.
You see, Rob want to keep the draft pick. You got to be aggressive. Braun is right.
Everybody got a price. You're right about that. But guess what? In order to be able to pay the price, you got to have the price. Right now, we're still growing things.
Okay.
You can't sell a tomato. You want to sell a tomato or the tomato farm?
I'm gonna be fiscal. I'm gonna be smart, but I'm gonna get what this team needs. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm in that front office, I'm not touching on Brunson. You know what I'm going at? You said what would I do? I'm going to Cleveland and I'm gonna go get Colin Sexton. Y'all heard me yelling about him when I had that show.
Man, look here, man.
Colin Sexton would be better than Jalen Brunson. I'm telling you right now.
I don't think so. I
guarantee you. The Nets don't want to see him. The Nets don't want to see him.
What you gonna do is now you go ahead and you go get him. Now you got another guard that's just gonna dominate the ball because he's not an assist guard.
Take the ball, Randle hands. The man was averaging, I think, 5 or 6 assists when he went up.
Look, another defensive liability. I'm with you. I don't want Brunson, but I don't want Sexton either.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't want Brunson. You know why I don't want Brunson? Because I feel Deuce is gonna be better than him.
All right, so guess what? Why get Sexton if Deuce gonna be better?
Why? Why? Because I look at Brunson as a backup.
No, I'm talking about.
I don't look at him as no starter.
Sexton is a backup now on Cleveland.
Sexton coming back from injury. That's the only reason why Sexton lost his spot.
Garland is an all-star now. That's
because of Sexton getting hurt, but Sexton ain't got pulled now. Don't create that narrative. He didn't get pulled.
I'm saying this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he don't got that spot no more.
Because he got hurt, Rob. He was out.
But I'm saying with this man becoming an all-star, I know that. I know how he lost the spot.
Yeah,
but that spot gone.
Yo,
I'm gonna tell you like this. If you bring Sexton here, that speed ball that you watched the Knicks play the last few games without Julius, ISO, Ball, Randle, Mr. Slow Down, Mr. Chop and Screwed. That's what I'm starting calling Julius Randle, Mr. Chop and Screwed, because he slows stuff down. I guarantee you, Sexton will be running that thing. Obi won't be begging. Man, hey, this thing look better. The Knicks look better without Julius, man. And you need somebody that's gonna run.
Hey, you
I
see
don't
how
want no Brunson, man. Brunson will slow down player too.
Hey, look, I'd rather go with Deuce, man, versus both of them. That's my preference.
I love Deuce.
Wow.
Hey, Rob, now me and you, hey, boy, you must don't pull on my heartstrings, man. I love Deuce.
Yeah, I'd rather go with Deuce and see what he is.
Rob, you gotta be realistic.
I would go for what I drafted. Why am I keep on drafting and looking for point guards? Why did I draft the man?
Hey,
Rob,
Freezy, pull up Sexton numbers from last
I have to go with what I drafted.
Freezy, pull up his numbers.
Yo, can I ask Rob? Rob, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
And I know Sexton numbers because I was one of the first people that said I wanted Sexton as my New York.
Me and you seeing eye to eye on a couple of fronts there. Hey, so, I'm lining up with you. I'm on the front line with you, State.
Yo.
I've been a Knicks fan for 21 years. Rob, you tell me the last Knicks point guard that averaged 25 points in the whole season.
Hey, look at here. The last point guard. See, and that's what my problem is. I don't need my point guard averaging 25. That's too much
basketball,
but
I don't. That's too much of not other people involved. That's too much of that.
But you know for a fact.
I would say Marbury though, but go ahead.
Rob, he would not average 25 here, but the amount of gravity that young man would get, RJ would be wide open. My only problem with Sexton is the Randle fit. That's my
Randall's gone.
It's not gonna work, right? Yeah,
I want Randle up out of here.
Me too.
Period.
So the Knicks, before we even get to these roster moves, they need to make a decision: fire Tibbs or trade Julius Randle.
You can't have
one of them going.
You can't have both of them together.
Yes, it's disgusting to watch. It's stupid basketball. I'm sick.
Hey,
Tibbs is the reason why I hate Randle.
Hey, Rob. Hey, Rob. Let me tell you something, man. I just got through reading the article, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Tibbs says some stuff sometimes that make you say, Hey, Tibbs just validated what we talking about.
What he said?
He said to get the ball move better. He said the ball move. He said that was their best game of the season.
Yo, Tibbs is funny.
Tibbs ain't stupid, man.
I hope he go with it.
That dude knew. He know what's up.
I read it.
I don't have one that supports the Knicks, but you can't look. Ain't nobody can look at how the Knicks been playing the last two games without Randle and saying, "Oh,
hey, hold on for a second, Ron. Hold on for a second. Somebody got a serious echo playing in the background. Yeah,
not me.
Yeah, man. So when I hear that, Freezy, y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
So I heard that, right? And then listen to this. An anonymous NBA scout said it's too much Julius Randle, too much ISO Randle. That's what he said about the Knicks. And everybody sees it, man. And I ain't gonna knock Randle because 20, 10, and 5 is still hard. I'm gonna recognize that. I gotta give him his credit. But you gotta look at everything in its totality where the New York Knicks are. Randle don't fit the timeline. Randle is 28 years old. Or about to be.
No, December, right?
He's about to be like November. I think it's November. He's about to be like 28, man.
Trade him, man. I'm done with him.
This team look a whole lot better. Them guys, all them guys were talking about the ball movement. And that's a shot.
I agree. But like this here, man, look, I'm a big proponent of, man, look. Hey, why you gonna draft a guy and you don't give him a shot, man?
That's the thing.
That's the old New York way. Drafting people don't even get get that man a shot. He deserve a shot.
Yeah, it's Obi's time, man.
And Deuce deserves his shot.
Hey, Ron, is that echo coming from you? It sound like it might be coming from you though, bro. Because I just left and came back,
All
and I
right,
heard
so I'm
Rob.
gonna mute and tell me that anybody else talking is coming through.
Hey, can you jump out and jump back in?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, all right.
All right, 1 2 1 2. It's not me.
It ain't me either.
Me neither.
Oh, it's somebody.
It's me.
It's not me.
Hey, State, can you jump out and jump right back in?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah.
1 2 1 2.
We good. Me and you good.
All right.
Yeah, we on the island. Yeah, so we good.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. It's State.
Stay.
State in that doggone cricket phone.
It said it was State.
Yeah, man. Wait a minute. It's the echo still there, so it might be, I don't know.
I know it's not me.
Yeah, man.
Damn. All right.
Nah, I ain't hear you.
Who, me?
Nah, you good. You
I'm
sound
good.
And how I sound, I'm good, man.
I don't know, man.
Ron, say something.
What's up?
No,
Ron?
it ain't Ron.
Yeah, I went and put in these headphones. I know a lot of times they say if you put in headphones, when you get so many people on, if people start wearing headphones, that'll cancel it.
Yeah. Yeah, I stay with headphones on, so.
Yeah, man. I tell y'all like this, man. I'm looking. Well, that echo is bad. Let me see something.
Hello?
1 2.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Oh, Chop, you got an echo too, man.
Oh, so
Yeah.
me and you the only one Gucci?
Yeah. Sound like
I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci too, right?
Y'all saying it's me?
He asked, was he Gucci?
All right.
Chop asked, was he good?
Rob.
Yo, what's up?
Okay, I can hear you.
All right, yeah, you sound good. It's not you.
All right.
Is it me? Is it me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's you,
No.
Chop.
It's you, Chop.
It's Chop.
Yeah.
Chop, I bet.
Yeah, man. So y'all hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Rob, man. I'm gonna tell you, Deuce. I love what I'm seeing up the young fella, man. That defense from day one was legit.
Yeah.
I'm talking. He's gonna be an elite defender defensively, and what he has the capability of being is being our Marcus Smart, and actually a little bit better because his shot is better than Marcus Smart.
Guess who he remind me of? And people just missed the concept. And this is what I mean by this. I say he reminds me of a young rookie to 3 season Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first 3 years, Joe Dumars.
Very similar game. Very.
Yeah. People like, oh, all-star, oh, great. I said, no, the first 3 years, the growing Joe Dumars.
Yeah.
Hard defensively, had a jump shot.
Right.
The handles got better as the years went on.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what I saw from Deuce the last few games, right? And I looked at it one game. I was like, man, this man's starting to get comfortable out there. He starting to figure out that he belongs. And I always say that, man, once a player realizes that they belong on this level, because all these guys got talent. If you make it this far, you got talent. But once they click in their mind that, hey, man, I belong, I can do it. It's over. A confident player is a problem. That's what made RJ. It ain't that RJ is doing so much different than what he's been doing. RJ confidence level now is just off the meat rack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That means a lot.
Even Obi the other night. I noticed a different bounce in Obi, man. He had a different gear to him, man. And I'm like, oh, okay, young fella, I see what you're doing. And he adds something we don't have.
Is it because it's his time now, or show and prove?
I'm gonna tell you, I think it's a combination of things. Obi knows the clock is ticking, man. Next year is year 3 for him, man.
Yep.
He ain't trying to go out like Kevin Knox, because he's everybody know, man. Come on, man. He ain't trying to go out like that, and it's almost like he's saying, "Hey, man, I'm gonna
Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah, or Frank Ntilikina. He's like, I'm gonna force your hand. I'm gonna make you play me. And ain't nobody else on this team got that kind of energy, heart, hustle that kid has, man. The way that kid plays, his play speak louder than his personality. Because Obi is just he just want to laugh and cut up on the sideline and look like. But when he on that court, what I saw the other night, I said, "Oh, woo!" I love the way he kept moving. We don't have players that do this on this team, man. Everybody resides to the fact of sitting around and watching, ball watching.
Oh yeah, he keep it moving. He moves so much, he make other players move.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how he move. He move it everywhere.
Right.
It's like a flashing light. Here, there, back over there.
And shout out to Mike Boyd. Mike Boyd said Dumas a nightmare defender, and that's exactly what Deuce is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Hey, I was gonna throw a
boys,
scenario
right?
out to y'all too, man. And know that the chat say I talk too much, Ron. That's why sometimes I just be quiet and just sit here. The chat be like, "Man, you get on there, you don't never let nobody talk, Uncle Breezy." I was like, "Hey, okay." I get excited, man. That's why it is. You know what I'm saying? I'll be a chatterbox sometimes just because somebody will say something and I get excited, man, and I'll start talking. But anyway, I want to run this by y'all. What about y'all thinking the Knicks trading Alec Burks to the Golden State Warriors for James Wiseman? They money is about the same.
Wiseman a big man, right? He's a big.
Yeah, he was the center that was drafted 2 years ago. He was the number 2 pick.
Was he the one?
No, Anthony Edwards was the number 1.
Yeah, he was 2. Why he don't play? What's going on with that?
He was hurt. Where Ryan went? Oh, there he is. I was about to say, man, what happened?
You know what happened? I ain't on my computer, so I'm on this iPhone, and every time when these spam callers call, it interrupt me. So
I had a spam caller call me, Uncle Ron. A spam caller called me. It was Chinese. I hung up immediately. I was like, I didn't know, but
yeah, man. But
y'all didn't need extended insurance for y'all F-150?
Yeah, that's crazy, boy. They're trying to tell you what you own that you don't own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Robo Killer on my phone. They knock them all out and it tell them stories while I'm.
I need to get that, man. Them things be aggravating, man. My phone be ringing all day. I don't even answer them, and they just
but big bros. All you do is the big bros. Me and State be like the same age or whatever, or he's a little younger than me. Why we want to trade for players that's hurt?
Hurt.
Sexton.
Or injured.
Yeah, but they just injured, bro. It's not like it's a chronic. It's not like a chronic thing. Like if a guy get injured, they can't help that. I mean, anybody can get injured. I mean, I think me and Rob the Knick were hurt at the same time. I think I got hurt at work. I think it might have been the same time you got hurt, ain't it?
I didn't get hurt at work.
It might have been Chuck B or somebody.
Yeah. I've been.
Hey, you know what, man? You know what's funny to me is like I read some comments sometimes, man. My man Nick Yak said Ron likes everyone after hating them. I'm gonna tell you right now, the word hate is not in my vocabulary. That's a strong word. When you use the word hate, that means you don't like nothing about an individual. Period. Outside of basketball, I don't use that word hate, man. I might dislike how you play, but I don't hate nobody, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that hate word, nah. I might hate the way you play the game of basketball,
but that's about it. Let me bring my guy in real quick.
True.
Let's get it.
Y'all be spitting with your flows, I'm just podcasting.
That's right.
On the air every day, I'm just podcasting. You don't know what that mean when I say I'm podcasting. I'm broadcasting these flows with the podcasting. Every day of my life, I'm just podcasting. Share my dreams with you, mean I'm podcasting. You can see my vision through the podcasting. But don't forget J Boogie when I'm broadcasting. I'm podcasting, he podcasting. I've been spitting this venom since Karate Flicks. When Mr. Sims was sharing nothing but the Knicks. I guess you know by now, I seen some tough years. Now I know the reason why Freezy got them blowing tears.
J Boogie.
What's going on, Boogie?
What's happening, man? How y'all doing? Good afternoon.
Man,
Somebody lost their voice.
Yeah, man. I've been killing my vocals either with the studio or it got a little bit better. I had caught a cold, and you know when you cough and trying to spit that stuff up, I
strain your throat.
I strained my throat.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you get in your 60s, bro. When you get in your 60s,
Yeah, it messed me up for a minute. Then it got better. Then it didn't help. Being at the game the other night.
Yeah,
I'll be in New York Wednesday, so at that game, I'm all out of whack.
Yeah, that's them old man problems, man. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Freezy.
Let me welcome Rayology. Rayology, what's good, man? How you doing?
Yeah, what up? How y'all doing?
What's good?
I'm good, guys. Hey, welcome
to meet you,
the
man.
video.
Yeah, man.
Salute to everybody. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody. Yo, go Knicks, man. And let's just all take a chill pill and relax. We're gonna be okay. The OG already put us on game. We're gonna be fine. It's not the end of the world.
No
it's not
doubt.
Armageddon. We're in
True
great
indeed.
position. But I will say this: we are in a position to nick this up. If you know what I mean.
Of course.
Absolutely.
With all the draft picks, with all the expiring deals coming, with all everything, we are in a perfect situation to nick this up. And that's where my heart is jumping out my chest.
That you know what's going to happen, right? We'll take all this stuff that we
point.
accumulated. We'll take all these things that we accumulated, right? The draft picks, the young players, the cap space, and trade it to Portland for Damian Lillard and have him come here and get hurt.
And you know what? Some people want us to do that.
I'm gonna tell you, Freezy, that's the thing that scares me. I'm afraid of Leon Rose, man. I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Why?
Why? Because I got almost 2 years of evidence of how he run a team.
All right, so what's wrong with what he done?
What's wrong with it? You want me to count the Wiz?
Yeah, malpractice, right? You call it malpractice, right?
Front office malpractice, man.
Now tell me what he did.
I'm gonna start. Let's start. I ain't gonna even start about the stuff he did. Cutting Alfred Payton. When you brought him back, you had to give him that
trade clause.
That no trade clause. You messed that up. Now let's look at
because you cut him and begged.
Come on, man. You got to do better than that, bro.
I said that's just a starting point. Now let's look at the major elephant in the room on this team right now. And I ain't even talking about Julius Randle. I'm talking about the Mitchell Robinson situation. You gave Nerlens Noel a $30 million deal. A man that's known. We talk about Mitchell Robinson is injury prone. Nerlens Noel been injury prone when we got him. And you gave this man a $32 million deal to be exact. And this guy hadn't played how many games this year? You stuck with him, and it was a calculated mistake because this is what he did. The guy never had any intentions of re-signing Mitchell Robinson. The reason why they're talking about Mitchell Robinson now is because Nerlens Noel is shot, and he realized that. But before, they were banking on Nerlens Noel, and they were going to let Mitchell Robinson walk. That's why he paid. So now you're trying to double back to Mitch, and then you try to lowball Mitch after you've been stealing production for 4 years with that contract Mitchell Robinson been getting, and got guys on the team making more than Mitchell Robinson coming off the street in here. Man, come on, Rob.
Okay, now let me rebuttal that.
No, I ain't finished. You want me to finish about why I don't trust him? The point guard situation. Now,
tell him.
You get Obi. I understand. You got Obi. You try to get off Julius Randle. Nobody wouldn't trade for Julius Randle, right? But you double down with the situation when you go out there to Sacramento and you asking for De'Aaron Fox and they tell you they don't want De'Aaron. They're not moving De'Aaron Fox. It don't dawn in your head that they got 2 other guys on there that's point guards. You got a total of 3. Ain't enough ball for them. You didn't think, hey, are you interested in trading Davion Mitchell? Are you interested in trading Halliburton? Because the reports came out that when they traded Halliburton, that the front office was not aware. That's what they said. They was not aware that everybody in that front office, you mean to tell me y'all ain't aware? You gone down there looking for a point, and you had an opportunity to get him, and you let the guy get the Indiana. Every team, then you go get Kemba Walker, who got cut from Boston and got kicked out of OKC, and you gave him $18 million for 2 years. You got Evan Fournier, who can't guard nobody. You want me to continue? I got some more for you now.
Well, no. I just want you to. Once you tell me I get a chance to rebuttal, then I'll go. I'll let you go until you.
You want me to tell you why? Hey, I got more for you. Go ahead.
All right.
Break it down.
Okay. Let's start off with Mitch. Okay, so that's since you went there first. Okay, business is business. I got you under contract. So I got time to negotiate you long as you under contract, which is not over with yet. Now, last year, you throw no wells up in there. Last year, Knicks fans were screaming at the top of their lungs how good no wells was and what he done for us. So now this year, he gets a 1-1. He got one year, then expire, and then it's a team option the next. So you can cut that mess right there. Because
hey, hold on. Let me rebut that. I'm one of the people that didn't want him re-signed.
Well,
I didn't, and I'm gonna tell you why, because I understand Mitchell Robinson time was
okay, but look, you ran the channel, right? And everybody that was on your channel was in love with Noel's. Now you can say your personal objective was okay, yeah, you didn't like him, which is cool.
No. Hold on, Rob. Hold on. I didn't say I didn't like him. Say exactly what I told you. I said I didn't say I didn't like him. I said I didn't want him. Hold on. I said I didn't want him re-signed because
you didn't want him re-signed. Okay.
I understand Mitchell Robinson's contract was coming up.
But my point is, every New York Nation, most of them was super happy with Noel. So it was a calculated move. You're going to give him 1-1 because at the end of the day, Mitch was coming off an injury and you needed a backup. Did you want to go trust somebody else that didn't play for you, or you just took what was ever on what you took was what was on your team to see how Mitch was going to play out?
You said Nerlens got a 1-1, you said?
Yeah, he got a 1-1.
Nerlens got a 3-year deal.
Okay, so he got a two
guaranteed, two guaranteed,
a 2
and an extra year.
Okay, a 2-1. My bad. But look, at the end of the day, you needed to know how Mitch's foot was gonna come out. So if you put him on the team, due to what he gave you the year before, it was an acceptable risk. It was. That's not mismanagement. That was an acceptable risk because of what Mitch was going through. Now, if Mitch was healthy, it would have probably played out a little bit differently. Now, going on to this point guard thing. Okay, you go with Halliburton. Okay, so they was giving away Halliburton. Now, to me, I don't look at Halliburton like a lot of y'all do. To me, Halliburton, he can find the open man. He can shoot off the perimeter, but he's not an attacking guard to the rim. And his free throw shooting shows that.
And the guy's a defender too, Rob. Don't leave that out too. He's a defender too.
Rod, I didn't cut you off, bro. I just let you rock out until you got finished. And you can hold any questions until after I get through. But now,
I'm bugging out.
All right, now,
y'all sound like brothers in the yard.
All right, now look, he wasn't an attacking guard, and in the New York Knicks system, that's what they was always looking for, a guard that can get to the rim. Halliburton did not show that trait, so therefore they did not want him like that. They didn't want him like that. So now you have to take that and you have to take on the front office. If that's not the type of guard I'm looking for, I'm not going to put my money there. So that's what they didn't do. Another acceptable risk, not malpractice. We didn't want him. So now we move on to what the next thing is that you said. You mentioned the point guard and the Kimber. Okay, yeah, you can draft Kimber like that because Kimber didn't work out. But you didn't draft Rose like that, and Rose didn't work out either. Rose played 6 weeks this whole season, and nobody is saying nothing about that because it was a calculated risk that worked in the first season. It didn't work this time.
Let me share something with you. You must be ain't been listening. Hey, hold on, Rob. Hold on, because I got to stop you right there, and I'm going to kick it right back to you. You must be haven't been listening to Freezy. Freezy, what did I just say on here the other day when I talked about Rose? What did I say about Rose? You need to go back and look at the tape.
No,
because I said, hey, no, hold on. I'm going to tell you. I said Rose needs to be gone.
Okay,
Rose needs to be gone.
Ron, that's not even my point that Rose need to be gone or not. My point is this here. When you take a 50-50 chance to do something, it may work and it may not work, but it's not malpractice because when you follow the New York Knicks money, they are 27th in spending in the league, but they record put them in between 19 and 23. So when you look at the front office, money spent versus the value that we got, the stock is still good. Now, the old Lakers, like I said earlier, the Lakers right now, it's what the Knicks front office used to represent. That's malpractice. You paid $150 million and you 10 games under 500. We're 27th in the league. All we're doing, we're maneuvering around this free agent thing while growing these players. So when you say front office malpractice and there's no money involved, we haven't put our money out. Yes, we tried things that didn't work. We're not saying that this thing was going to be 100% perfect and we was going to get everything right. Now, as far as I'm concerned with Fournier is this here. You can talk about his defense, but he knocked off a record that stood for 25 years.
Man,
listen, that Allen Houston didn't get, that Spreewell didn't get.
It was a different time in the league. Rob, stop that, man. Them boys weren't even shooting threes at the rate they're shooting them now, man. Come on now.
Look, I'm not even screaming about that, but to me,
you just said it.
I did, but look, I'm not screaming about it because to me, Fournier could be a sixth man on this team, the way that he shoots. So I'm not saying that was a bad value. And then when you look at his contract right now, that people say you can't move, right now at the end of the first year, we only owe him $35 million for 2 years. Tim Hardaway makes more than him. Buddy Hield makes more than him.
Okay.
Right now.
Hey Ron.
And all three of them the same kind of players.
Let me talk to. I just want to talk to Rayology and Jay Boogie real quick. Hey Jay Boogie, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. I'm enjoying. You know what I'm saying? Sugar Ray Leonard and Wilfred Benitez.
Oh, well, you remember Wilfred Benitez? You remember Benitez?
Yeah.
Hey, Benitez was good now.
Oh, yeah.
Benitez wasn't no bum.
Hey, Rob, I ain't finished with you now.
I ain't finished with you.
I ain't
You know what I'm saying? Benitez was probably about the fourth or fifth best boxer during the era.
Hey, Ron.
Hey,
my number gonna be in the private chat. I'm gonna stay on, but you get my number. Put
yeah,
yours
man,
in the private chat.
Yeah, because this is.
You see when you had the family reunion and I got on the grill.
Freezer, I want him here something loud and clear.
Hey, y'all, hold on for a minute. Y'all hold on for a minute.
Go ahead.
Y'all hold on for a minute, because I'm with Freezy for a moment. Let the young fella, you know what I'm saying? When I mean young, I don't know how old he is, but I'm saying young for the guy that just came up on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to give up my time to speak, let him, if he want to share something. But I want to see y'all. I don't want y'all to do that on no phone and nothing.
Nah, I want to see that on no phone. I ain't want y'all to do that on y'all cricket phone.
Hey, Rob do ain't nothing but love, man. Everybody
no doubt. No doubt.
Hey, but I will say my own one of my problems with Leon Rose is that you know we need a point guard, and all the draft picks and stuff we had, you turned down or giving away one of them draft picks to go get us Lonzo Ball when you could have counted and said, okay, you want out as a draft pick? Maybe we'll offer a second pick with it. You know what I'm saying? For the trade. Hold up. For the trade, let us get Lonzo Ball. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't do that. But then you turn around this year and give up a draft pick for Cam Reddish. You know what I'm saying? I did not understand it. That's, but I'm out of the loop. All
right, so I'm glad you brought that up. And they did want Lonzo Ball because there was 3 offers on the table, and Cleveland rejected every last one of them. They wanted him. I mean, not Cleveland, New Orleans.
They didn't want him like that.
They rejected But this is the problem. But Rob, that's still a problem. You got to admit that's front office malpractice. If
No,
you
it's
don't go
not
through,
because he's
come
not
on,
the
Rob.
guard that he's still not attacking guard.
So you know why it's a malpractice? You know why?
No.
Because you identified that you needed a point guard, even though you may not got that one.
But
you
that's
go
not
find you a point guard.
But that's not the one that you wanted. So why get him?
You could have still got Devontae Graham.
No,
why you gave him?
Still go get. Look, it has to come down to look. New York wants an attacking guard, not nobody passing around.
Right.
And the one that stays hurt. Ain't he hurt now?
How can you say they didn't want him when they gave 3 offers? How can you say that?
But look, they didn't put everything. Look, they did not offer something that they wanted. They gave him what they thought he was worth. They said no. Okay, we move on. Still not my practice.
And
all
then
right, so let me get
Rob, we're gonna
Ray.
agree to disagree, man.
Yeah, let me get the
we
Ray.
just gonna agree to disagree on that.
Hey,
one.
put your number in the chat.
Ray,
Put your number in the
I
chat.
got you.
New York area.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
You from the New York area?
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm down here in Houston right now because I'm on treatment. Shout out to the multiple sclerosis community. I have multiple sclerosis, so that's why I'm down here right now.
Okay. Yeah, hey man. So I have a couple of family members that are dealing with. So stay strong during that, man. It's some stuff going on, some stuff down the road. They keep telling us they did give us the pamphlets and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we want to keep the hope alive for the advances in that, man. And we'll be praying for you. You know what I'm saying? That you handle what can be handled. Right.
Yeah, it means a lot. I think it just doesn't. The neurological community or disadvantaged disability community, it doesn't get talked about enough because there's no cure for neurological diseases like MS, Huntington's disease, ALS, Alzheimer's, which is becoming more prevalent, throughout not only just the African American community but communities at large. And it doesn't get talked about enough. But marches, multiple sclerosis awareness month, check in with the local offices, help where you can. We're fighting a battle with no cure, and we're just trying to figure it out day by day and just doing the best we can. We can't focus on what we've lost. We just got to focus on what we have left and just do the best we can.
So we have a sister channel, right, called Vibes and Stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So what I would advise is subscribe to the channel, right? And that's the place because with the Blorange Tears, the Knicks Morning Drive, Vibes and Stuff, what we try to present and cater to is having a judgment-free zone where we can exchange information, highlight brotherhood and sisterhood. Now we scrappy now. We will go at each other. We will argue and stuff like that, but we try to encourage having a judgment-free zone where people can come in and feel comfortable. Over on Vibes and Stuff, definitely any topic we'll talk about any of that stuff as long as it's something positive. We would like to have everybody, have a place on the internet that's bully-free that you can come in and be yourself and be in a judgment-free zone where you can have mature, not necessarily adult conversations, but mature conversations, because all adults don't necessarily speak to a mature, speak with maturity, but that's what we try to present. So I'll put the link to it in the chat, man. Just, if you get some time, just look at the channel and all that stuff. We do some chop it up where topics just like the one you mentioned are what we're trying to get to and have conversations about. But in terms of Houston, I heard the air smells funny and you pay a lot for taxes.
Listen, I'm
just saying that because we lost to the Rockets in the finals. I'm not
a fan of Houston. I had to come down here for treatment. I had to come down here, to do all that. And my wife, I've had this disease for 6 years now, so it's nothing that brand new. But I'm just down here for treatment. Like I'll be
God
back.
bless you, sir.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'll be back in Brooklyn. Look, I've been a fan of the show. I've actually been watching for a couple months now. I'm about the art of the debate, the art of the argument. I don't need the passive aggressive. I don't need the silly jabs. You know, may the best argument win, and that's what I'm about. So,
Oh, you see, I ran man off, right? You see what I did to him, right?
Oh,
ran him out the door.
That's what you did?
Ran him out the door.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened.
And then you see, when everybody leave, I gotta clean the mess because I was on the grill, a lot of plates and soda bottles.
See how you talked them back up? See how you talked them back up?
I gotta clean everything up after everybody. Yo, Uncle Ron, when everybody leave, I gotta clean up the mess.
Yeah, you
Hey, Rob, I was trying to send you my number, man. I'm gonna just have to take yours down in that private chat, and I'll just call you after the show over.
Yeah, mine's is in there.
We'll chop it up, man.
Yeah. Don't run off.
Hey, no,
Hot,
hey, you must have forgot I was an infantry soldier, boy.
Yeah.
I wasn't no pogue. You know what I mean? Hey, I was the front line.
Hey, look here.
Ain't no army without the infantry. Everything else support the infantry.
Jawheads, I love y'all jawheads.
Yeah,
no.
That's Marines.
Yeah, them jawheads where I grew up at across the water from where I grew up at, man. That's Paris Island.
Yeah. We ain't no.
Yo, salute the fly boys. Yo, you see, I be hating the fly boys.
Yeah, we Bravo Company. You better do your best before you find yourself.
Hey, you was Bravo. Hey, I was Bravo 314 Infantry, man.
Bravo Company Black Knights. That was us.
Fort Drum, Golden Dragons, Fort Drum, New York, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Bravo Company Black Knights, Chop. That's how we roll. But hey, Jay Boogie. So listen, I played this joint at the beginning of the show, and the chat went crazy. I don't know if you're familiar with this artist or this song, but I played a joint called Obi by this dude named Jay Boogie at the very beginning of the show. And the chat went crazy. I wish you was here to see that.
Play it again. Play it again.
Hey, Rob, put your number back in there, man.
Okay. It's in the private chat.
And when I got out, it came back in. It was gone.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to Long Island Sound in the chat. I see you were seeing what I was seeing watching the young Kevin Johnson guy. I see you. I feel the same way, Long Island. We're talking about Roach.
Yeah, talking about from Duke.
Yeah, we're talking about Roach.
You got it?
Yeah, I got you.
Still kicking.
Okay.
Salute.
You think he a young Kevin Johnson?
Well, Kevin Johnson was probably one of the most underrated point guards, man.
Yep.
When people talk about some of the best point guards, his name don't come up enough.
Because he played during the golden era of point guards.
Yes, and what about Andre Miller too?
Yeah, because he played when it was Isaiah, Mark Price, Tim Hardaway, Kevin Johnson, everybody, even Doc Rivers. Remember, Doc Rivers was pretty good.
You're right, and Freezy. One of the most surprising things, and I know everybody can attest to this that was watching Kevin Johnson back then, was when he posted Hakeem.
Yeah.
Nobody knew he had that in it. Nobody knew that he had that in it. And I was like, whoa.
Wait, is there a highlight I can see that on YouTube?
Yeah. It's on there. It's on there.
I gotta see that. Okay. Wait, Kevin Johnson?
Yeah.
Remember, he's like a state mayor or something, Senate? I don't know.
Man.
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Yeah, but man, hey.
Who got Byron Davis' body like that? He got somebody too.
Oh yeah, he sure did. Rob. I can't think who was
Byron Davis got somebody.
Who, Baron Davis? He bought Karolinko.
Somebody.
AK 247. AK, yeah.
Karolinko. Oh, he got Karolinko.
Yeah. You remember he pulled his jersey up when Davis jumped on him? Oh, and he pulled the jersey up.
Yeah.
Yo, remember when Bam Davis was on the Knicks and his knee messed up and we was like, oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We always got players too little, too late. Just like that Kimber deal. We could have got Kimber 5 years ago. It would have been a lovely thing to watch in the Garden. Got him too late.
Hey, yeah, the way that man closed out the last 7 minutes of that game last night, his IQ was way up here. He could shoot the tray, the mid-range, get to the basket, and he could direct, play on the ball defense. He's 6'2". And he was the one that went to Mike last night and said, yo, we need to switch our defense. So when Mike listened to him, You know what I'm saying? That says a lot about his game. You know what I'm saying? When that guy could tell the coach, yo, no, we need to do this instead of doing that, blah, blah,
Tell a
blah.
Hall of Famer. He told a Hall of Fame coach.
So they got a coach on the floor then. A little
That's
gentleman.
right. That's what I really realized. I think he's the best point guard in the rest of the tournament.
Okay.
I hear you.
But I don't think he has the potential as Ivy. So I don't want nobody to get that misconstrued. You know what I'm saying?
So he'll be a good late first round pick.
You should be able to catch him somewhere around late to definitely no longer than mid second round.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
well, that's what a gem. So
hey, I like that kid from Creighton. He's a freshman though. He gonna go back to school. But that kid Alexander, that 6'5" point guard they got, he nice.
I like that. I like that shooting guard from Arizona. I'm about to get his name tattooed on my heart. Ben Mathurin.
You know
Ben Mathurin.
Hey, you know tattoo you gonna get Freezy, you gonna get Obi tattoo.
He can't dribble.
I can't spell it. How you spell it?
No, Obi. Freezy want to trade Obi. He wants to get rid of Obi.
Hey, Uncle Freezy, man. Obi Toppin. I did want to expound on that earlier because I heard you guys talking and whatnot. But you guys noticed in last night's Charlotte game, and shout out to Jay Boogie. I was actually watching the game, and I saw him, and I'm screaming at my wife, "That's Jay Boogie! That's Jay Boogie!"
And I'm right here with you, guy. I'm right here with you.
Get an autograph.
I was looking for you, Boogie. I didn't see you, man. I was looking. I was like, "Where my man at?" I know you're in the building.
But you did realize how the entire game changed. And it was like you said, it's not like we ran a new offense. We didn't run a Golden State, Phoenix Suns or anything. It was just a personnel change. And you saw how everything changed. That is Obi Toppin. Now, is he more talented than Randle?
What?
No.
What did you just say?
What?
What did you just say?
Listen, let him finish, Freezy. Let him finish.
No, we got no. And so Chop, how we do it is because what happens is people will come on, and Ryan Cleveland is very guilty of this. Ryan would drop 7 gems in one paragraph, and what'll happen is people will forget 6 of them because they just go to like the last one that they heard. You know what I'm saying? And my man will be done said 7 things.
I
agree. Know what I'm saying? And so what we want to do, man. So in order to keep the conversation robust, we're doing one at a time. At Rayology, we ain't gonna rush you out of here, Chop. We ain't gonna rush them out of here. We just want to make sure that we give credit and credence to the stuff that's said, especially when it's smart.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. That's absolutely fair. I think I think you have to move Julius Randle. You just have to. It's not about the talent. I want to be clear. Julius Randle is an individual talent. This man can play basketball. 20, 10, and 5 is hard to find and hard to do. However, if you have played organized sports on any level, chemistry and fit are far more greater than talent. I have played on high school organized sports to where we had real talent but really bad attitudes, really bad fit, and it kills the locker room. It kills the ability to do anything. And my thing with Julius Randle, though I was sort of an advocate for him in 2019, and I don't know. I mean, he's had one good year out of 7, and I think people forget that. He had one good year, one phenomenal year. No one was talking Julius Randle when he was in a Lakers uniform like that. No one was really talking about him when he was in New Orleans.
Yes, sir.
I mean, again, with respect to him, because I don't know if Kendra Randall was watching, and the whole space of toxic fans and whatnot, just got to kind of be careful here. The context does matter. And I think for Julius Randle, he's so talented, but his services can be used elsewhere. And if you make room for Obi Toppin, he can get Julius Randle numbers or maybe slightly under without the style of play. And I don't know.
Let me, because you just said 4 things. Let me do 2 things real quick. So Heck Breezo, thank you for the generous contribution. Heck Breezo says front office drafted Obi after asking 30 what coach he needs. And then there's another. Hold on. Bear with me. Hold on, because I want to get to these, and then we can get to the comment that you just said. Pierre Moise says, "Yo, love to the Blorange Tears family." So what I want to say to that though is let's start at the beginning. So you said the offense looked better with Obi Toppin without Julius Randle, right?
Yes, sir.
Now and so one would assume that when you say that Obi is the reason why that offense looked better, as opposed to thinking without Randle isolating and slowing the ball and holding the ball, that the offense looked better. And the reason why I phrase it that way is because what if in another player was playing in Randle's minutes? Would the offense still look as fluid as it did with Obi? Or did you think Obi is the main reason why the Knicks offense looked the way it did against the Charlotte Hornets?
Because of the ball movement and the spacing.
The offense looks better because of one thing. It's athleticism. And throughout 70-something games, that's something we haven't had in the starting unit. Athleticism is usually overlooked as like not a skill, but it's actually a skill because not everybody has athleticism. But his ability to move without the ball changes everything on the floor. And we all know as basketball fans that one of the major things in basketball, probably one of the most fundamental things in basketball, is ball movement. Okay?
Absolutely.
It doesn't work if the ball sticks.
And the spacing.
And because Obi moves all over the place, the defense has to be honest, because if they fall asleep on Obi, he's in the air. If they fall asleep on Obi, he's at the rim. It changes how you play basketball. And that's why Obi Toppin may not be a better talent than Julius Randle, but and maybe it's too premature to say all that right now in year 2, but he makes all of the difference. Period of the story, regardless of how you feel. Now, to the question that you also asked me earlier about, his talent, let's just remember one thing. Obi Toppin, out of 72 games, Obi Toppin has played 15.1 minutes, right? And the stats say 15.1 minutes, but he's only played 15 plus minutes for 21 games out of the 71, 72 games that has been played throughout the season.
Yeah, 73.
In those 21 games of 15 plus minutes, he has averaged 12.4 points, 5.8 rebounds, 1.2 assists, and he has been a plus average 9.6. So he's obviously having an impact in the game in a different way than Randle grabbing 20, 10, and 5. And that's my problem with regards to, I don't know, I don't want to go all the way out the window and say, Tibbs got to go. Because what you saw in Charlotte was actually how Tibbs wants to run his offense. And it was probably the perfect visual of what Tibbs wants. But he has Julius Randle. And the justification of not playing Julius Randle, maybe that does fall on Tibbs, because at some point a coach got to coach. Julius Randle doesn't run the New York Knicks. Okay.
Right. Okay. Let me do this real quick. Pierre Moise, thank you. Pierre Moise, thank you for the super chat. He says support vibes and stuff. Love it. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna tell you, you got some great points, young man. I'm gonna tell you, and the thing you made me think about is like last season we saw there was some games where Julius Randle, had games where he didn't put up a bunch of points, but he had a ton of assists. And one stick out in my mind in particular was that Orlando game. You know what I mean? The ball was moving in that game, and Julius Randle will have his games where he moves the ball, but 90% of the time he's going ISO, and that really falls back on your coach to reel him in and say, "Hey, we need to move the ball. Ball movement, like you said, is essential, man. You can't outrun the ball.
No,
the defenders cannot outrun the ball, man. You're gonna kill them every time when that ball is moving." And for what you said about Obi, the thing about Obi is basically what you're saying, and I agree 100%. You cannot fall asleep. Obi, you got to account for Obi out there.
Exactly.
Because just like you said, he
Man, listen, Obi Toppin right now is John Taylor.
And it ain't even about the skill set. It's
Obi,
about the athleticism.
Obi right
man.
now is John Taylor.
Obi is a problem.
He got to
and
learn. He got to
Freezy,
learn how to be the number one, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, I got a feeling you're gonna be eating some crow behind Obi, man.
Now,
you're gonna be eating some crow behind Obi.
What
man.
I'm saying is, I'm not bashing Obi Toppin long term.
No,
what I'm saying is this about Obi. Right, every time Obi does a little something small, something good that's small, we over congratulate Obi. What myself and a lot of other people want to see is Obi Toppin have more of an impact more consistently. I'm not trying to throw Obi away. And now with that said, consistency is not a main. More minutes is not the main ingredient to consistency.
Oh yes, it is.
No,
yes, it is.
No, it's not though. Wait.
You can't be consistent if you ain't playing.
We all work jobs, right? So the reality is that hands-on experience gets you the experience. The opportunity of doing the job allows you to gain more information and more knowledge about the job. So you can't tell me to work for 1 hour and come in and be Superman for this job, regardless of whatever it is, unless I have training. You go to doctors, right? If doctors do not put in the actual time,
that's why they work at practices, bro. That's why they work at practices. You know,
but they ain't working for 10 minutes.
And the doctors. But okay. So I mean, I get what y'all saying. Like y'all begging Obi to play over Randle, right?
No,
Obi Toppin is not. Obi Toppin is not better than Julius Randle, man.
Uncle Freeze,
They can coexist.
I'm not begging for Obi to play over Julius Randle, though I want Julius Randle gone. What I'm simply saying is that Obi Toppin, if given, I've already given you the stats. He's only played 21 15-plus minute games this season. The general statisticians or whatnot will say he averages 15 minutes. He doesn't average 15 minutes. He's only played 21 out of 72 or how many games are remaining. He's only played 21. In those 21 games that he's played 15 plus minutes, he has averaged 12.4, 5.8, 1.2. And he's been a consistent positive plus minus player. That says a whole lot. It tells me when he gets on the floor, regardless of whatever skills. See, I'm sorry. Let me just say this real quick. You guys really got to stop with this narrative of trying to make Obi Julius Randle. And I think
that's not the. First of all, it would take 4 Obis to be Julius Randle right now.
Nah, it's two different players. You can't compare.
Two different.
And second, and I'm not bashing Obi. The thing is, so here's the thing. Obi Toppin, for one, is not a young player anymore. Obi's 24. Right, Obi's not 19. Let's not act like he got drafted last year, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Secondly, we understand that Obi Toppin has flaws in his game that he needs to work on.
Doesn't every NBA basketball player have flaws?
Right, but listen, Randle has flaws in his game, right? But Randle still produces at a certain level.
But
right?
it sprinkles,
Obi is
with a lack of effort and hustle.
Obi is only 3 years younger than Julius Randle. Right.
Let's
not act like Randle
but
is
it's different
30,
mentality.
But it's a different context though, Freezer. You can't say it like that though.
But yeah,
because Obi played. How many years Obi played in
Obi's
high
got
school?
simple
And
stuff.
remember,
Like when they close out, when he's in the corner,
Obi played half a season.
when he's in the corner, when they close out to Obi in the corner, Obi doesn't do the simple pump fake, put the ball on the floor, 2 dribbles to take an open 10-foot jumper. Right?
Oh no, I ain't
those are things that we learned in 7th grade.
But I'm talking about time. I'm talking about time in the game. His time in the game. He spent a lot of time in college.
When the shot goes up on the board, Randle goes to the board. Obi goes to the open court with his hand up to see if he can get a jump. To see if he can get a dunk. There's no harm. There's no harm in there.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's no harm in that because they're 2 different type players. But what I'm saying is, Obi should contribute more to that instead of thinking high energy. I gotta get a dunk on every missed shot. What I'm saying is, how about?
But he does take shots though. He does take shots, Freezy.
Freezy, you can say the same thing about Randle. Randle need to concentrate by going to the basket instead of.
You don't ever see Randle running the other way with his hand up, looking to get a fast break. You don't see Randle doing that. You see
I'm gonna tell
Randle
you
on
what.
the boards.
Okay,
Randle
so,
said you
so how you
Carmelo
dissecting?
Anthony.
Let's see now. How you dissecting Obi, right? I'm gonna dissect Julius Randle. You know what Julius Randle did for the first half of this season? Steal money. That guy was averaging 14 points a game.
Randle said he Carmelo in.
Julius Randle was stealing money and not playing with maximum effort. That's why the fans was chewing him out and eating him up. He didn't start playing hard until after the All-Star break.
Can I respond to Uncle Freezy's point? You said that he doesn't leak out to go on a fast break, but isn't that part of a matchup advantages, creating the advantage? The defense now has to pay attention to Obi because if he leaks up, again, that's an easy bucket. And if they have to run up the floor to catch him, they tire out, which means they're bringing the ball up on, in the half court slow place tired because they're busy chasing Obi. That's not a bad thing. Julius Randle gets under the rim with Mitch to get a rebound to then perpetuate the very thing that we're known for, slow pace, which creates isolation, no ball movement. So he's bringing up the ball.
All right, so Joe, tell him.
He's not a point guard, but he keeps thinking he's Kevin Durant, and so he's trying to take someone on an isolation as opposed to Obi creating space and a fast pace where the defense now has to go chase him, and he's getting an easy bucket. What is so wrong with Obi Toppin leaking out to go for a fast break? If that is the greatest strength, where else are you getting that athletic?
So for the record, in October, Julius Randle averaged 20.8. In November, he averaged 18.9. In December, he averaged 19.1.
But that's the scoring. What about his assist?
No. See, the point was he averaged 14. And 20 is not 14. That's what I'm saying. What I'm getting at is the point thing really doesn't matter in that sense. It matters in a sense where
only matter when it comes to Obi, right?
No.
I remember what you said about Obi now, Freezy.
Because I'm speaking of Julius Randle. I mentioned Julius Randle's stats. He's in a Obi Toppin, which he averaged 20 points.
Talked about. Speak to what Houston said, not Ron. Speak to what Houston just said.
So for one, call him Rayology, bro. It's Ray.
Oh, Ray.
Rayology.
Yeah,
okay.
come on, man.
All right,
my man got a name. We don't want to.
All right, Ray. I know Ray in Houston. All right, Ray.
So
hey,
and so the thing about Obi is, listen, we don't want. I'm not bashing Obi, but what I'm saying is the dude ain't ready yet. He's got some things that he need to work on, right? But he's ready to play towards the Hall of Fame. Let's slow down and let the fella develop. Let him get good in the minutes that he's getting. It's listen, man. It all comes down to this. It all comes down to this. If you are a great player, no coach can keep you off the floor.
Period. I agree with that. I got that.
That's what this thing boils down to.
I said the cream gonna rise to the top.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You can't argue with that.
What I'm saying is you can't pull another guy off the floor that's your franchise player right now just to give this other guy minutes to learn how to do this thing.
He's not the franchise player.
Yeah, I don't think he's I won't go that far.
RJ the franchise player.
So who made the All-Star? RJ made the All-Star. Who's the franchise player?
He's definitely getting paid like he's a franchise player.
A franchise player is drafted with the team and he becomes the franchise player.
Right, like LeBron with the Lakers.
Now I gotta agree with Freezy on this. The kind of money that we paying Julius Randle, we paying Julius Randle like he's the number one. Period. Nobody can discuss.
No, he's not.
Yeah, but now he's a malcontent now.
You know how much number ones make?
Hey, Julius could have got more, Rob. He left some on the table, man. And the thing is,
look at him.
Look. Hey, who's normally Rob? Hold on. Who's normally the highest paid player on your team?
You negotiate with
who normally is the highest paid player on the team?
Hey, they never said Julius left some money on the table. You negotiate what you get.
But anyway, who's normally the highest paid player on the team? Your best player,
right?
Not normally.
Right.
He was last season.
Let me clear this thing up just real quick, because what happens is when somebody start talking, we cut them off and they point get convoluted, and then people start judging you based on what you said, and it's not even what you said.
That's right.
What I'm saying, and I'm saying it clearly, it's 2 points. For one, Obi is a developing player that needs to work on certain stuff in his game to get better overall.
Agreed.
Two, and just as important is I and other Knicks fans are tired of drafting guys in the top 10 that have so many flaws in their game that they can't play. It leads to our frustration. It was Jerry and Grant. It was Tim Hardaway Jr. It was Frank Ntilikina. It was Kevin Knox. And now we're waiting on Obi Toppin. And for all 5 of those players, we blamed 5 different coaches. Every guy, Jerry and Grant, oh man, Derek Fisher don't know what he's doing. Derek Fisher, shut. You know what I'm saying? Tim Hardaway Jr. Man, hold on a second.
They ain't blame no coach on Hardaway.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we
That
did.
means
Wait, Hornacek got fired. Right?
But not because
the same
of
thing with
Hardaway.
Fizdale. The same thing with Fizdale and Frank and all these guys and Knox. And
Fizdale was a bum.
Uncle Freezy, before we get down to the quality and the talent of the actual player, would you agree that context matters?
Yes,
would you agree that environment matters? Would you agree
what
that
I'm sorry.
Environment?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Would you agree that systems, coaching, all of that stuff? Would you say that matters?
Yes.
Now,
What about being a self-starter? What about self-motivation? What about
Sure. I mean, we can go
does pride matter?
Yes, all of that matters, but I don't want to.
What about the stuff that you do? It's like a person being out of shape saying, "I'm going to get in shape once I go to the gym." No, you don't get in shape
showing up out of
shape. But Rob, that's not what I said. I said it's like.
It's a little hard to get in shape.
See how Rob took everything out of context.
It's a little hard.
Rob just said I call Obi fat. I didn't call Obi Toppin fat.
You trying to stop him from making his point by asking questions. So that's what I did to you.
No, what I'm saying to Rayology is what I'm saying to Ray, because he knew with us, is hey, make one point, let us discuss it, then we'll move to your next point.
But that's what he was doing.
No, Ray said 3. Rob, come on, man.
And it was
I know what I'm doing, bro.
Matters.
I got one of the dopest Knicks shows on YouTube. I know how to do this.
All right, but he was talking about
I do this, bro.
What matters?
I do this, bro.
You know the biggest problem, Freezy, man. Everything we talk about when you really think about this thing, man, it does go back to the front office, man, because you got a guy in Julius who's our power forward, and you got a guy in Obi that you drafted, man, and time is ticking on Obi's clock on his contract. So they're gonna have to figure out what they're gonna have to do. They're at a crossroads. They come into a crossroads, man.
But they can play. Ron, what I'm saying is they can play together. Let one guy rock. Yeah, they can coexist. Let one guy rock and let the other guy develop.
Look, AC Green and Rambis coexisted for 3 years together before they moved Randall.
Hey, that was
a different era of basketball, bro. That was a different era.
Minutes are minutes. Minutes. Hey, the clock ain't changed. The minutes are the minutes.
Is 240
This is the problem. How much have we seen?
What did they get Randall
willing
from?
to play Obi and Julius Randle together? He talked about it earlier when we got Obi, but you ain't seen a lot of that. So I can't even trust that Tim's gonna play these guys together like that.
He's not a rim protector.
Yeah, I know he's not a rim protector.
But this is why. But
that's why you can't have them both.
But why would you change Randall's role for Obi?
Because of the ball movement.
Losing. That's why. Losing.
And the ball stops with Randall.
Exactly. Go ahead, Ray.
No. This is why I say context matters in this particular category, because you say that they can play together, but the coach you have, it's not his philosophy, his religion. Not his philosophy, his religion is rim protection. Period of the story. It doesn't matter what he does. Like, he's not going to evolve from that. Not at 65 years old, not at whatever. Like, his religion is rim protection. So there's always going to be a big guy under the rim clogging the lane for Randall. Now, so by that logic, you can't put Obi there because he's not a rim protector. So again, context, how is that environment conducive for Obi? It's not as black and white for me, and that's why I can't go as far to just hate on Randall, He's added a bit of nuance to this entire scenario because of the emotional, silly antics. That is the only thing. Other than that, he's a great player. I would propose to keep him. But the problem is that his attitude and behavior can't be reeled in. And it's for that reason with an emerging RJ and other guys on the team, he's got to go.
So when did this start? When did you first start to notice Julius Randle's antics and attitude?
November the 10th against the Milwaukee Bucks. When
not last season, right? Or the season
not
before.
Last season, but he was
you noticed it, but you noticed it. You didn't. It wasn't a factor the year before last, like his first year with the Knicks.
In 2019, no, but I also didn't hear a lot of people screaming his name that he was the franchiser, he was the guy until last.
He almost got shipped. He almost got shipped out of here. Let's be real about it.
Right.
They were trying to get him up out of here.
What I'm getting at, Ray, is so Randle's change in attitude is new, and basically we started noticing it this season. So is there and listen, this is the reason why I want to slow the argument, just slow the thing down so we can talk about these things, right?
Sure.
So if Randle got flip-floppy this season, what changed this season that you think may have flipped that switch, and is it irreversible?
Expectations and money.
Well, I'll say this: the front office adding pieces into the roster that didn't help his game or didn't play towards his style of play. That was one of the major reasons. Adding Kemba Walker and obviously a new guy in Evan Fournier when he's been boys with Reggie Bullock, that changed everything for him. It meant that he had to change his game again. And that's annoying to players when they have a specific style. However, the best players know how to adjust. The best players know how to change their routine and whatnot in order to accommodate others for one singular goal. And Randle demonstrated he couldn't do that. So what makes me think going into the next season, if I bring in new players, he can adjust. If he wasn't even able to do it with Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. Now that falls in the front office, but and again, this is why I say it's not black and white. It's so colorful and everything in between. It's like, wait, I can't just blame the front office. I can't just blame Coach, Tibbs or whatever. I can't just blame the players. This is an all-in blame game. And
absolutely,
for Julius Randle sort of throwing his tantrums and whatnot, it shows the character that he has, and I can't trust that no matter how much money I pay him.
That's you think he's mellow in? You think he's Carmelo?
You got to ask yourself this too, Freezy. In reference to Randle. Does Randle on this team right now? The New York Knicks with Julius Randle is a 12 seed. 12 seed. One of the worst teams in the league. The guy is getting closer to 30 than he is to 20. Where the New York Knicks are, we are still rebuilding. Randle at this point in time needs to be moved because not only that, but the offense looks better without Randle, and everybody knows it. Nobody's going to say when Randle is off the court that the game don't look better for the Knicks. It looks better, and this the thing. ISO ain't bad. ISO is bad when you running that thing when 85, 90% of the time. Only time I want to see ISO is when the shot clock running down. I need a bucket, or when it's the end of the game and I need somebody to take that ISO to try to win the game.
I got you. But here's the thing. I got you. But here's the thing. Without a point guard that can run, that can get you into sets quickly, no pun intended. You're gonna have ISO at the end of shot clocks with Randle.
Hold on.
Look, this is also what they say.
I think I left some money right here on the counter.
If you went out there and you had, hey, look, let me make this point right quick. If you went out there and you said, they always say is Randle going to acquiesce to a point guard that's younger than him? That will be a problem. When he acquiesce to RJ because RJ is sprouting up past him. You had Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and they all acquiesced to Rondo as a second-year player. That pushes that goes back to what Ray was saying about this man's attitude. They have to question, will this man do this?
And that's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, I got a question for you.
What was Rondo's position?
Point guard.
PG. And I ain't talking about Paul George.
I got to ask the chat a question real quick. All right. Everybody keeps telling me, or I keep hearing, oh, we need a point guard. We need a point guard. We need a point guard, which is true. But tell me specifically, what point guard are you bringing in that fits with Randall's style of play? I got
a name for you off rip. Sure. I got a name for you right now.
Sure.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Okay, Tyrese Halliburton's off the court. He's gone. That's it.
You said name one though. Go. You said name one, so I got. And I know that's semantics, right? But listen, I don't think he would have worked. I don't think he would have worked. What type of point guard in terms of play style fits with Julius Randle? That's what you're asking, right?
Yes, that's what I'm asking.
So the type of point guard you need to play with Julius Randle is not a pick and roll handler, okay? And it's not a floor general, right? What you need with a Julius Randle, okay, is an organizer of offensive sets, somebody that controls the pace of the game, understands the tempo, understands who's hot, understands what the defense is doing to you defensively, right? Because some ISO of Randle is good, especially in matchups going into a game where you know a guy can't guard Randle. But you don't have to run the same play over and over again. You can run different play. Like, for instance, you can start Randle off the ball and start, say, a pick and roll on the other side where you get Randle moving towards the basket without dribbling, which eliminates turnovers, right? You can pass Randle the ball on the move where he can make his move without doing all that stupid dribbling up top, shaking and see what he can do to get by. Right.
Hey, I'm gonna jump off, fellas. Blessings.
I'm about to jump off in a little bit too, man.
All right, peace.
Yeah, man. So I understand your question, because every point guard is not going to be a perfect fit.
I don't think Halliburton would be a perfect fit because of his age. That's the question that they have about him. They saying that he won't acquiesce to another point, and especially a younger player. That's what they're saying about the man, and that's what he shows, that when he's think that he's the alpha dog, that he's going to put up certain demands. And as a Halliburton, a young player, it's going to be the same thing all over again.
So you say the leadership is more important than the basketball skills.
Yes, that's the whole point. Yes.
Yep.
But it could be the coaching.
No one is saying Randle is not talented.
So you're getting at we don't need a young point guard. We need a veteran.
No, what I'm saying is that fit is more important than anything else. And right now, Julius Randle, for as talented as he is not a fit. You must be out of your mind if you think Julius Randle is not talented.
But you know what, Ray, when you think about it, this really falls on Tom Thibodeau. And the reason why, what we all saying, it all come back to Tom Thibodeau, because he's responsible for implementing the style that they're going to play as a team. And if you're allowing Randle to go ISO, that's on the coach. If Randle was to play in a ball movement on a ball movement team, I don't even think he realized how much better he would be. Because now all them doubles and triple teams that you're receiving because you're going ISO, because the defense can load up on you, that ain't gonna happen because you're moving and the ball is moving, which is got more opportunities to create mismatch where Julius Randle is a load when he's going to that basket. Ain't nobody can stop him but Julius himself.
Ron, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. What is Julius Randle's strength? Because it's not off-ball movement. So what is his strength?
Hey, so I can speak to that just real quick. I'm just want to. So first of all, I'm just letting everybody know I'm gonna just hang out for a few more minutes. You know what I'm saying? I need to go ahead and get some sleep. You know how that goes. But I just want to say this real quick. You know what I'm saying, in case I get cut off. Man, Ray, you are excellent, man. You are a ray of sunshine, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
this is yo, man, you got to come back on, man, and keep doing this with us, man. We need some.
Yeah, I don't even have to say nothing.
Man. It's refreshing.
He make my job easier. I don't even got to say nothing.
You ain't even come in here and bust people's head open. The OG ain't got to come in here and bust us to the mic. He got to
he give us a fresh perspective to think about.
Yeah, man.
I love perspectives. I love insight. That's all I'm here for. I just want to learn something more than I
Make
did
sure you
yesterday.
check out Vibes and stuff though. You'll see us on there. But just real quick to the point guard thing. I wouldn't mind a combination, and this is for next year, not right now. I wouldn't mind seeing a combination of Miles McBride and Rajon Rondo. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but crazy just might be what we need.
So you got a rim protector, you got a shot creator, or a not so efficient shot creator. But Julius Randle and RJ are your two shot creators. You have a point guard in Miles McBride we don't know anything about. We don't, other than he's a defensive stud. And where does that land you? Where does that get you in a loaded Eastern Conference?
But you know what, Ray?
Don't forget our draft pick, though.
Rajon Rondo was under Tibbs when they was in Boston. They won a chip, and is a fundamentally good point guard.
And he thinks the game. It's like having Sam Cassell right now. You remember Sam Cassell later on?
Oh
in his
man,
career?
Sam was good.
Yeah, it's like having Sam Cassell. You know what I'm saying? It's the coach.
Another coach on the floor.
Yeah,
I tell you, Deuce. What Deuce is a piece to a puzzle, because everybody need that person that's willing to fight through screens, fight over the top, and ain't trying to cheat and go under. There's a lot of guys in this league that cheat on that screen, that don't be trying to really attack the screen.
because they don't like getting banged up all game.
Exactly.
The reality of the NBA is a real. Hey, Rob, do you remember we was at the game, bro? You see how much contact people say the game is not as physical. Did you see all the contact in Charlotte?
Oh, they be knocking them around.
Yes.
It throws off rhythm. It like you could literally see it. It's not something that
All the
players,
sweat, man. You saw was like sweat in the air the whole time. People getting banged around. It's crazy. But yo, I got to run, man. Get me some sleep.
Hey, Freezer, I enjoyed this, man. Hey, Ray.
Great
points,
I'm
boy. Great points,
you,
man.
Ron.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a call soon as
don't make me come looking for you.
Hey, soon as this thing over, I'm gonna call you, man.
All right, don't have me come
we
looking for you.
We gotta finish our discussion, man.
That's
we ain't
right.
talking a long time anyway. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Hey, listen, before y'all leave, pick up them cups and clean up y'all plates, man.
Hey,
clean up y'all mess.
What color? Them red solo cup? Them
red solo cup.
Yeah, pick them up.
The redwoods.
Hey,
peace to the chat.
I can't keep
up. Peace out to the chat,
man. I appreciate it. Uncle Freezy, thank you so much for the opportunity.
For sure. Thank you for being here, man.
Peace.